It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love to tune in. Everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah. You know it's Cronin, tell them that we own it. On almost every night, bitch, we got the potion. Laying back in my whip, puffin' straight coastin'. Turn on the app, it's live, Joe Cronin. Raw reviews, don't forget SmackDown too. He's on Twitch, on Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want a dose, homie, of the real shit, tune in right now for some heel shit. It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love to tune in. Everybody loves out of nowhere.
What's up, guys? We're about to start the Raw review, so stick around and sub down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you sub. And here we go.
Yeah, it's JCS. Everybody here knows not the test. Cross Joe on the shelf like the rest. And life goes on, cause we the best. Everybody know Joe states facts. More views than your ass, check the stats. Keep talking till your ass gets smacked. Keep it up, then your ass gets clapped. Everybody tunes in, cause we all love it. Joe's real, he ain't no motherfucking fake.
Monday Night Raw tonight. Oh my goodness. Heads must have been spinning in the back because what the fuck did we get tonight? Something different tonight. This bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah. It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love to tune in.
He's a faggot. Fuck her.
Holy shit.
I said, are you ready?
Wow, tonight's Monday Night Raw, huh? Holy shit. What is going on? All right, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. Something was different tonight. Something different in the air in Monday Night Raw with tonight. Unbelievable. Seth Rollins starting the night off with one of the most bizarre promos I've ever seen, and in kind of in a good way. One of the most interesting beginnings to Raw in a long time. Very strange. WWE essentially burying itself to start the Monday Night Raw review. I thought that was just brilliant, man. For once, like, they came out. I think they did do something like this before once, not within the last 5 years. I don't remember the exact day or whatever.
Best part of Raw, Asuka slapping Miz's chest.
Yeah, Asuka slapping Miz's chest was kind of funny. That was a pretty funny part. I'm with you on that. The Goon! The Goon is in the house tonight. What's up to the Goon? Thanks for the donation right off the bat, man. Appreciate that. So, this shit's going to be interesting tonight. The Goon, thanks for the Super Chat. You guys can donate using Super Chat or the donations in the description box down below. Let me tell you something. There was something different tonight about Raw. Whether you liked it or you hated it still, what you cannot deny is they tried something tonight. That was just undeniable. They tried to do something tonight. Whether you loved that, you hated it, or you thought it was a little bit better, by no means was this Raw great. I mean, it wasn't. It was just that Raw had been so asinine that this was something better for sure. Whether you thought this was... So let's pretend the last 3 weeks have been a 1 or 2. The last 3 weeks have been a 1 or a 2 out of 10. tonight was at least a 3 or a 4, right? Now, some of you may said it was a 5 or a 6. I get that. But the bottom line is tonight was better. Whether that was by 1 point or half a point or 4 points if you think so, the bottom line is tonight's Raw was better. In some way, it was better. Maybe not what we wanted. Maybe not the greatest thing ever. Maybe seemed better than it really was because of how shitty that the last 3 weeks or 6 weeks have been. But right from the get-go, Seth Rollins comes out and delivers a promo that doesn't really sound that scripted. It sounds like he's shooting on Vince, but they're calling it Baron Corbin. Now, that's the first controversy of the night right there. People saying, oh, you know, I wish that, like, why blame Corbin for this? Wow, they're blaming Baron Corbin for Vince. But listen, I actually agreed with them here, because why the fuck would you drag Vince into this? They've already done that before. There's no need to start being like, and Vince McMahon back there, or like people back there or whatever. Why do that when you can put it on Corbin? And I get it, because I actually think Corbin does suck. I don't like Corbin at this point. Like, I legit think he sucks at this point. So I get that you don't want him to even be out there. You'd almost like Vince to come out and just take back over again. But, you know, they're not going to do that because he doesn't have the time. He can't do that. Who wants that to be rehashed again? I don't. So fine, keep it going with Corbin. And at some point soon, they're probably going to end up, Corbin's going to leave or whatever unless he gets more heat. You know, I don't know. And so they go this route with him that I thought was great. They put it all on Corbin, but they said everything that the fans were saying to Vince. Everything we were saying to Vince, Seth said it to Corbin, which tells you they heard everything and they used it. It was unbelievable. This is the lowest rated Raw ever. Raw has sucked. You got people on. You got the Revival, one of the best tag teams in the world, and they're involved in a lucha house party match, whatever the hell that is, and then you got people pissing themselves. Like Seth Rollins literally cut the promo that we've been cutting on this show for the last 3 weeks on Corbin on Raw. They cut the fucking review promo. It was fucking crazy. And by the way, I think tonight's ratings are going to be bad. And they're going to be bad because of the stuff that happened the last 3 weeks. So this was a better show. There is no arguing that this show wasn't a little bit better somehow. Now, the argument is the degree of that. Was it a 3 or 4 out of 10 instead of a 1 and a 2? Was it a 4 or 5 instead of a 1 or a 2? That's the argument that we're going to have. But whatever. I'm awake. I'm fucking awake, and there's a lot to talk about. That Seth Rollins promo was great. They set up what was going to happen later in the night. I don't even remember some things that he said. I wish I had been able to write notes, but my fucking phone fell the other day and the stupid pen fell out of it. I have no idea where it is. But Jake, let's get into the beginning. Jake's here with me. Let's get into the beginning here. Seth Rollins promo.
I enjoyed it. I liked what he had to say. It certainly felt like WWE acknowledging their wrongdoings and saying, we hear you. We know things are dire. No matter what it took for them to get to this point, you know, for them to acknowledge that they've, you know, led the fans astray.
Also, did you see the crowd? See the crowd? Four tarps.
Was super receptive.
Four tarps.
Yeah.
The whole
as
camera
far as the
side
seats being missing. Yeah, there was quite a few empty seats and a lot of tarped off areas. So
one of the worst attended Raws, maybe the worst attended Raw of the year in a small building.
And especially, you know, being out in San Diego, they're usually pretty close to sold out, usually, but...
Is my audio and video out of sync? Hold on, let me fix that. I know what's wrong, guys.
I think so.
Yeah, let me fix it. I know what's wrong. My bad, guys.
I like what Heist said. Y'all gay staring at Joe's mouth.
No, that's wicked distracting. I hate that.
I know it is.
Am I better now? Let me just check it real quick because I know what's wrong. The other day I was playing video games and the fucking shit was out of sync, so I had to fix something on the delay. Let me take a look. Hold on.
Especially, you know, being out in San Diego, they're usually...
Oh, yeah, it's so enraging, dude. It's just slightly off. Hold on, I think I fixed it, everybody. Who thought Raw was good in the chat? What do you think? Give you a rating out of 10 in the chat. What do you think? I know what's wrong. My bad, guys.
I like what Heist said. Y'all gay staring at Joe's mouth.
Let's see if this fixed it. No, that's wicked distracting. I hate that.
I know it is.
All right, I'm back. It should be normal, guys. Should be fixed. All right, cool. My bad, man. Sorry. That was fucking insane. Not that bad of a show. I agree, man. I don't know what I want to give it.
It was certainly a lot better than the weeks, you know, we've gotten prior to this one. Wasn't great by any means. And I know a lot of the complaints that I saw, you know, Diva Bible and I were talking, and it's like, well, it's the same thing. It's the same matches. Seth's promo saying the show sucks. We already knew that. He said nothing has changed. Nothing's going to change right away. They're the week away from a pay-per-view, but I'm hoping this will be a start. I really felt like that was kind of heartfelt what Seth said. They're like, listen, shit sucks right now. We realize that we're losing fans by the truckload. This is not good. Things need to change. You want to see other people succeed. You want to see certain stars and younger talent be pushed. We get that. This can't stay like this. It was easy for them to blame Baron Corbin and turn him into the scapegoat, and it was the smartest move. I agree with you there, because you don't want to bring Vince back into it. You don't want to put him. He wants to get as far away from TV and acknowledgement at all. He's focused on the XFL.
It's the same reason they gave Nia the heat for the punch.
Yeah, the face breaker.
Might as well give it to her. Might as well give this to Corbin. He's in charge.
Took it in stride too. I mean, he turned it around and said, because they made the comment, what's going to happen if you fire everybody? It'll just be you and your friends out here stroking each other's egos. And Corbin's like, yeah, that's exactly what'll happen, and you'll like it and you'll watch it. So he handled it well. I'm not a huge proponent of his either, but he did well in that regard. I mean, he was able to handle the criticism, the heat, and he turned it into a benefit for himself with the main event match, which he almost won with putting the referee in a shit position. So
I was I was about 100% on Seth winning this match, only because there is no way they wanted Seth to lose this belt, because then people would have been like, oh man, Corbin's a champion, like, ugh. And they really wanted people to be happy and excited tonight. I don't know if you noticed that. That was part of why it seemed like there weren't a whole hell of a lot of matches sometimes and things like that. But the matches, man, I don't know, dude. Like, I really enjoyed tonight for like a lot of reasons. I didn't love tonight. Like, again, like
there weren't as many heel moments as we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
We got like an hour of Baron Corbin the past few weeks. Either half an hour beginning, half an hour to end. Yeah, we still somewhat got that, but it wasn't as much like gloating. It was more they were picking on him or him in a match, as were previously. Like, it was just strictly a bloat fest. There wasn't a lot of like heel moments tonight, though, as there were in the whole. They were really struggling, but trying to put their best foot forward. That's why they had the title change to a face team. That's why they had some face victories in there, and they were trying to make things seem a little bit more optimistic.
How about that burn it downs, man? How obnoxious was that, though? It started. And by the way, I want to go right to the beginning, because I remember thinking like, man, I'll tell you what, if they don't do something different tonight, they are fucking dead stupid as fuck if they don't do anything different. And what did they do? They opened up Raw with the lights way dimmed down, and I think part of that was to not show the crowd, but also when they like threw the lights on, like bam, and then Seth was there, and like the fans were flipping out, so they probably came on and were like, everybody get ready, we're about to go live, get ready, everybody, get ready, you're going to be on TV, and then and the light, they went from black, like dark black, to like, because it started and I went, what the fuck's up with the lights? And then and like Seth was standing there and there was a little bit of a pop, and that crowd wasn't very good tonight, but they were but that was exciting right there. I went, oh, there's something different right there with that. And then Seth cuts a shoot promo on the fucking WWE itself. That was fucking crazy good. So I rated that whole scene a 7 out of 10 because Seth got to fucking talk not like a robot. Seth talked like he was fucking shooting, like he didn't have a script. He had bullet points he wanted to hit, but it didn't sound that scripted. And then Corbin did, because Corbin always just kind of sucks. But then he
was able to break the fourth wall. He spoke the mind of the fans for the most part. It
was just creatively I'm appreciative creatively for what they tried to do. Maybe it was a 6 out of 10. Maybe it wasn't a 7, but it was like a 6 out of 10 beginning at least. And
it's a 10 out of 10 for this year.
For this year, it is. Yeah, it feels like a 10 because of how bad everything's been. And so things are going great. And I tweeted out at that moment. I tweeted out something like, "Wow, I'm actually awake here. Like, I'm interested. What the hell's going on? Let's see how long it takes for them to take a shit." And then I thought we were about to get that shit when I think, what was the next thing that happened? The tag team match. Is that what happened?
After the introduction, we had the Raw tag team championships go on the line. So it was a bit of a handicap match. AOP
wasn't a fan of Maverick. Wasn't a fan of the idea of the booking, but that was from weeks ago.
Yeah, I wish they kept Drake Maverick out of it if they were going to put the titles on the line, but it's a way for them to lose the belt without losing their heat entirely. You know, he screwed up. He's the one that takes the pin. I know what they're going for, but I hate the way that they have to do that. Like, not everyone needs to be protected. Not, like, just either stick with it and go with the plan, or, you can build somebody's heat back up. Find
tonight. Honestly, tonight I would have. They clearly wanted people cheering and just happy. Like, that's all. Because I believe, had they not done this, I would have thought that Bobby Roode would be turning already on Gable. Just because
I thought this would have happened months ago.
In fact, tonight
I thought it was going to be short-lived. Like 2 weeks was too long with this tag team.
Yeah. No, I thought tonight they were going to do it. I said, oh, tonight they're going to turn him because that'd be great. Imagine that, and then he beats the shit out of him all over the place. That'd be great for tonight. And they didn't do that. And I get why, because then they did that with Dolph later. So instead, they just tried to do everything they could. They got Seth shooting on the company and shooting on how bad everything is and pretending like he's the fans, giving everybody a pop and acknowledging, like, hey, we know everybody. And then, bringing up the ratings and the worst of all time and Raw sucks. I mean, that was crazy. And then, okay, tag team titles change hands.
And that was it. They pulled that trigger. So they were trying to, hit a certain stride. And, okay, so what's going to happen now? We had Seth come out. He says things suck. Things need to change. What do we do immediately following up, to that? We're going to make everybody online post articles. Wow, major event. Tag titles change, because they always talk about when titles change.
Yep.
So that brings people back in. That gets people to change to the show to see what happens, catch the replay. Like, oh, wow, I missed out, because, that usually draws in viewers. So you go from telling people, the show sucks, we're drawing the record lowest ratings, and it only makes sense for them to follow up with that, like you said, that good feel, that go home happy kind of thing. That's what they aim for tonight as much as possible. So they did the glorious thing after that. Then they had Natalya come out right after with her heartfelt speech about her father, and she's going to dedicate the match to her father. And then one of the best things I think of the night was when the Riot Squad came out. I know you were enjoying this on Twitter as well.
Before you move on real quick, I just want to say they went with, like, temporary excitement over logic with that. Like, I think we both agree AOP should have kept the belts.
Oh, hands down.
So it kind of sucks that they took the belts off them, and it's kind of annoying, but I get it. I get that they were like, we have to do all kinds of shit tonight.
They're trying to garner as much, attention, news, clicks, media postings as possible.
Right.
Now everyone will see tag team titles change hands. Well, who won them? What's going to happen? Will there be a rematch at TLC? That's one angle. Plus, with Seth bringing up...
Jake, your tree's on fire! Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
my fake plastic tree.
Yeah.
I didn't even turn. You got to do better.
I know.
Nice,
what the fuck? All right.
Let it burn. All of it.
Oh, I don't have my cam on. That's probably why.
All of it.
That's why, because I had my camera on, or I sold that like crazy.
All of it. But, they went ahead and they mentioned, we want to see certain tag teams, they deserve better. It makes sense. Now you have a face tag team, and, we probably are going to eventually see them, go ahead and make a run going forward. So you need to have faces versus heels. It makes sense. They might move AOP out of there, and, it could happen. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna play the donations in a minute, guys, but I want Jake to go into this next thing, because this next thing, I will admit I have a little bit of a sick, weird sense of humor, and at times that's why I like Vince, because I find myself laughing at this shit, and this next thing, I was annihilated in my living room at this. Go ahead. I know where I know what you're going into. We know what he's going into, because it was funny as fuck.
They come out. The Riot Squad comes out. Ruby's making her typical points, and basically says that for Sunday I got you a gift. They unveil a table, and it's got like one of the cardboard cutouts of her father, the anvil, just adhered to it. And she said that's the table they're going to use Sunday. So the fact that, they're going through the anvil on Sunday is just, for some reason, I couldn't stop laughing. It was so just...
I was laughing. I was laughing so hard
Natalia,
I made it a
you cry every week. We've seen this all the time. And the way she pointed that out, she was like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And she's right. And then they show the right there. They show the table, and then there's Jim the Anvil Neidhart just plastered on the table. There's the Christmas gift
Dude.
that keeps on giving.
Dude, if she had yelled, I wish she yelled, I'm going to put you through your dad, or through your dead dad, or whatever. Or like, I'm going to bury you. Like, I'm going to put you through your dad so you're both laying in a grave or something. Like, oh my, but it didn't even need to say that. This was just fucking funny enough. Listen to this. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god!
Look at this.
Oh my god!
Put off her father.
Oh my god, dude. I'm telling you. Let me get that out of here. I'm telling you, man, I was fucking losing it. That was just the funniest shit. I don't know why. Like, maybe I'm sure there was some people that were like, "Come on, Joe, that was dumb," like whatever. But dude, that was fucking hilarious to me. He's on the table, like, that's so fucked up. By the way, I think Natalia's annoying as fuck usually. And yeah. One thing I would have changed about her promos, I would have said, instead of her being like, "You destroyed my father's sunglasses," like, that was kind of lame. What she should have said is like, "You destroyed something that was all I had, you know, from my dad's." Like, that he wore to the ring, something that really, you know, he sold things throughout the years in auctions, and that was one thing that he always told me he wanted me to have, and you took that away from me. You know, she could have said that and never said sunglasses. I think saying sunglasses was kind of like fucking lame. So if she just said, like, you took away something that represented my father and like things that we shared in our life, whatever the fuck, and that would have been
something
fine.
Meaningful, yeah.
Yeah, something very meaningful to me instead of saying sunglasses. So I would have altered that. But Natalya cutting one of the better promos Natalya's ever cut, and when she was crying, I actually started being like, "Whoa, this is kind of sad," because she's really.
To me, I couldn't stand it. I got no emotion from it.
She was really crying though.
She always cries.
But that was the most I've ever. But that wasn't
but
that
she's
the
cried
most
about her father before, many times, multiple times. I feel sorry that you lost your father, but how many people out there have lost a sibling, you know, a wife, a husband,
I don't know, man.
A parent?
She got me with that. I was like,
that's like a one-note, you know, one-trick pony.
When did she cry before in the middle of the ring about her dad, though, like that?
When he passed, she cried. A few weeks after that, she had done another promo crying about him. Then with the sunglasses, we've seen her cry. That was the focus on, you know.
Oh, yeah, but that was lame. But see, I thought that was lame. The crying about the sunglasses looked like not real to me that much. Like, it just didn't. That was the most believable cry. I'll put it that way. That was the most believable cry I've ever seen her have. Maybe not the night after she died.
It was a genuine cry, but I still was like, all right, enough with this.
But that's why it was great. That's why when Ruby came out, because I was like, oh, man, this is kind of sad because she's really
Well, you're supposed to be sympathetic for her, though, not waiting to see her get put through her father.
It might be true.
And I can't wait to see her get put through her father.
I can't wait either. You know what? I'm sick as fuck. I don't care. But you know what? I don't care. As long as I'm into it, I don't care. I think it's hilarious that she's going to be put through her dead father on a table. I'm sick as hell, and I'll admit it. So I'm loving this. So I kind of like Natalya's promo for once. I usually think she sucks. But the second half of her promo I liked. And then
I thought she slowed down the show, but Ruby saved it.
No, definitely that was the highlight. Like, Natalya came out, she cried about her dad, and then Ruby's like, "You always crying about something." Anyway, I'm gonna put you through your dad.
We've never seen this before, she says.
Holy fuck, dude. That's gonna be like a donation fucking gift right there. Wow! And then fucking there's Jim the Anvil Neihart on a fucking table. Dude, I was
father, the tamer.
Yeah, I was losing it. I was screaming in my room laughing. Like when she pulled that off and they zoomed in on it, and then they cut back to Natalya, and then they cut back to the table. I was fucking losing my mind, dude. I was so fucking funny.
She just didn't react to it, though. She saw the table, and she looked like she stepped in cat shit. Like she was barely annoyed.
Well, she's an idiot, but it was...
Well, she's crying about the simple memory of him, but her, enemy doing this dastardly act, she's like, she gives like a bare, minimum effort sigh to
I didn't think it was that. I thought she looked all right. She kind of was like surprised. She was like,
I didn't even think she acted surprised there. She barely scoffed to me. I thought it was a shit reaction. She goes from full-fledged tears and trembling.
No, I thought her reaction was fine. I disagree with you 100%. And I hate Natalya, but I think you're wrong.
I
watch your reaction. I got a reaction right here. I think her reaction is just fine. I agree with you. I agree with you. She didn't overly do the whole but I thought she was more like, holy fuck, you're doing this to me. Like that was more her look. But it was definitely better than what you're saying. Like, look at this. Like she's got a kind of like hopeless look on her face there, and I think that's okay. I mean, it is a little bit like what the fuck, like, but I'll take it. And by the way, the reason why you can't really see her expression that well is because whoever fucking did her makeup, dude, it's like melting into her face, and I can't even tell she has eyes. Her whole promo, what I was thinking was her fucking mascara is like blending into her eye sockets or something because she looks like she has no eyes. You know,
then they put the makeup heavy on her eyebrows too.
Yeah.
So when the light shines down, it shadows over her eyes, so you can't see anything.
I thought she was fine, but I did have that little bit of a hint too. Like I'm surprised she's not more upset about it.
Yeah, I didn't want her freaking out in a ball of tears, but she wasn't even angry. Or,
but dude, that exchange
to me, she barely reacted.
That exchange right there to me was better than anything that happened last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, and again, not saying much.
It's not saying much because the show has sucked ass. But that was.
I'm really hoping TLC will get this out of their system because they couldn't do many new things tonight. They couldn't jump into new matches, new feuds. Like I'm hoping the fact, like I was trying to say before, the revival gets put into.
Isn't somebody
the tag
injured?
Match scene.
Isn't somebody injured though? Didn't one of them get injured again last week? Look that up.
No,
because
that
I
was just a brief eye injury. You got hit in the eye.
Oh, that's right. We found out it wasn't something bad. You're right. Okay, but how about getting put over by Seth tonight? Was Seth being like one of the best tag team in the company or something like that, like the Revival, and they're facing Lucha House Party? Like, holy shit, they said that.
Yeah, what is Lucha House Rules? Can you tell me what they are?
What the fuck is Lucha House Rules? And instead, we got people pissing their pants every week. Wow, dude. And he brought it up to Corbin like Corbin had something to do with it. So he basically brought up that this is fake. So you brought up that like kind of that things are fake and Corbin's in charge of it, Lo. Like it was just weird. That was a weird thing. Like, dude, they broke some shit tonight. Like that was weird.
That's why I always enjoy when they peel back the curtain and they break down that fourth wall a bit. When they have kayfabe still stay alive, but it's only hanging by a heartbeat. They were
trying to show you something right from the beginning, and I gotta admit, like I was like, all right, I'm not buying this yet, and I still don't buy it yet, but it was something. Something happened tonight. Somebody snapped somewhere. USA Network. Somebody. I don't know what the fuck happened. But here's the thing. I gotta play some donations. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna see if I can get these sounds working, and we're gonna take some phone calls in a few seconds too.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon! I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon!
Didn't even bother watching the rest of Raw. So I just played 2K19 so I didn't fall asleep.
Wow, you were
the
sleeping
Rollins
tonight?
promo was just weird. #Rotterdid.
Damn, Casey Rose hated it still. I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was needed. They had to say some shit about how they suck. Wow, I'm actually surprised that you didn't like it. I gotta tell you.
Oh my god!
Can you hear that, Jake?
Oh my god!
All right, perfect. Hey, Casey, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. Let me get rid of this double talk. All right, there we go. Casey Rose, thank you. Casey, I mean, it was better than last week and the week before. I mean, if people watched last 2 weeks,
fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon! I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon!
R.I.P. Moxie, you'll be missed. You were a great dog. Please folded hands for my aunt and uncle. Dog was hit as a car jumped the curb.
Oh, God,
Too
that's
depressed
horrible.
to watch shit show.
Fade to black. I wouldn't watch either, man. Rest in peace to Moxie. That's awful.
Yeah, you're telling us on Twitter. That's terrible.
Yeah, I saw the
Thoughts
tweet.
with you.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. Oh, my God, dude. That's so awful, man. I will never, ever make fun of anybody for their animal because, dude, I cried when I lost my fucking turtle for, like, days. So, a fucking
There's
dog.
times where I'd be like, all right, take a family member versus a pet. I'm serious.
Well, yeah, fuck mom, I get her money. But if the dog dies, well, you know what I find is the more innocent the animal, the sadder it is, because it's like, or the more innocent, because like animals are innocent, babies, they seem innocent.
Best Raw I've seen in quite some time. The main event may have suffered a little due to the time constraints brought on by the new cutoff time.
See, cutoff time
I enjoyed
sucks.
most of the show. 7/10 from me. Corbin, we get it. You can exit and re-enter the ring quickly.
I hate that. That's like the Dean Ambrose like spring off the ropes that he used to do under the ropes. Like it's like, dude, just do it. Stone Cold Steve Boston, thank you, man. Welcome back, dude. It's been so long since I've heard from you, baby.
Yeah. By the way, Joe, audio and camera aren't in sync.
Oh, fade to black. Thanks, man. I think I fixed it. I think we're good. But thank you for telling me fade to black.
Yeah, we seem good now.
Thank you, Stowe Code. And I I hate that the show ends at 11. I told you this was going to happen. I don't like it.
Common. They both have been laid by Mexicans.
Oh, God.
What is the difference between garbage and an Irish girl? Garbage gets picked. The difference between a black dad and a boomerang? A boomerang comes back.
Oh, my God. Racist asshole. That was racist.
Chiming in yet again.
Racist asshole is filling the donations with hate. Hate, 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 hate. Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, though, you racist fuck. I appreciate that, I think. And we're having fun. Super chat. Super chat.
Dog gods don't want you to talk raw, Joe.
The Goon. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Why not, man? I want to talk about Raw tonight. There was actually stuff to talk about for once. Instead of just being like, this sucked. I don't know what to talk about. Oh, well, Jake.
Super chat party.
Give Raw a 4. Just 'cause Apollo grabs Asha, but...
Yeah, man. He grabbed her puss, man. Adam Cruz.
By the pussy.
That's all I could think was she was like, pick me up and throw them. And then I seen his hand in there, and I was like, damn. Her fucking husband's pissed. That sewing fuck in the back. Yeah, Adam Cruz, man. Thank you, Adam. And I'm going to pause him for a second. We'll play some more in a second. More donations to come. But anyway, I guess the show is still not good. Let's clarify this too. Let's make sure people understand. Raw the last 2 weeks was a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Tonight might
consistently I gave it, I think, a 1 both weeks.
Yeah, tonight might have been a 3, a 4, or a 5, depending on who you are. Wasn't very good, but it was something different in the air tonight. There was certainly something different. It still smelled a bit like turds, but there was something different. And my polls on Twitter show it too.
Yeah, it was less diarrhea. You know, it was just that after stomach cramping. The thing is, I really think they acknowledged and said, like, our bad, we know shit sucks. We got to change a few things. But they can't immediately switch feuds and ideas the week before a pay-per-view that they've built towards, or lack thereof. You know, they're letting people who aren't champions get airtime and some, storylines at this point. I mean, even we're just talking about Natalya and Ruby. Neither one is the champion or going for the women's title. They're getting a storyline. Like, they're trying to do little things and inject some story here and there. I think they're going to switch things up. I think that they had, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable win tonight so that they can face the Revival.
Yes.
Because the Revival's a heel team, and they like to do the heel versus face gimmick.
And they'll have a good match, too. I
think they'll have a really good feud, because why else would they allow Seth to bring up the Revival like that if they didn't have any plans for them going forward? I mean, they've been buried so many times in the past. This would certainly be one way to do a hard reset, allow them to come back, be the heels, and go for the titles. Seth said it. Makes sense. I don't think they would allow him to say that had it not had some bit of truth in it. So, especially with a face team winning the belts now, because it wouldn't have been AOP versus the Revival, heel versus heel, likely.
They also, I also enjoyed this. So far, I'm like, Raw's been decently entertaining in a way. So at this point, I'm at like a 5 out of 10 for Raw. I'm like thinking, this is a lot better than the last couple weeks. And then this happens. Wonderful. I thought this was well done. They told so many little things, stories, like not stories, but like little emotions in this match.
No, you're right. There was a lot of storytelling in this match, and that's something that we miss quite often in wrestling. People can go out there and hit as many super kicks and moves as they want, but there was drama in this match. There was tension. There was emotion.
How about when he was slapping Dolph's head when he was trying to climb up the ropes, and he was telling him, "Here, grab the rope. Here, I'll give you the rope." And he's slapping him in the head. Dude, that was fucking brutal. I don't even care about Dolph. I like Drew. This is similar to the Ruby Riott situation. I was actually rooting for Ruby Riott to make Natalya cry. And I'm actually rooting for Drew McIntyre to just fucking eviscerate Dolph Ziggler.
I'm same way. I wanted to see Dolph, get his ass beat, even though we're supposed to side with him. But the way Drew was so methodical,
the look on his face.
He was evil. He was dastardly. Like, he was just, any way you want to pull a punch there, he was just a bastard. He seemed mean. He had a point to prove. I am the better, the student has now become the master kind of an idea. he had that, bit of a psychotic rage to him, but he was calm and in control at the same time. So he was ready to snap, but he was able to keep himself focused. And like you said, mocking Dolph, being like, grab the rope, come on, and just encouraging Ziggler over and over. Come on, let me help you myself. And then Ziggler with the zigzag out of nowhere was a great moment. Really perfect 2 count. That was as close to a 3 as you can get for a kick out.
Yep. It was fun.
Ziggler goes for the super kick, and then McIntyre just beat him to the punch and gets the Claymore kick.
I yelled out loud. I said, oh, my God, Drew's going to Claymore him out. Like, he's going to think, oh, my God. And then it happened, and I was like, fucking yeah. Like, I was like, that was a fucking, not a squash, but how long was the match? Like 5 minutes?
It was 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
So, like, in 8 minutes.
It was just long enough to not be a full-on squash and allow them to really... inject some good emotion into the.
And then it
didn't go on too long either. It didn't drag on. We're like, all right, just pin him already.
Right.
Either. Like,
oh my God,
they
dude!
Really planned well with the amount of offense each side had.
Who planned that match? I want to know who planned Drew McIntyre and Dolph. And by the way, I know there's people sitting there like, you like that match? What the fuck? It was like 8 minutes and it was stupid. Listen. I don't like the match because it was fucking NXT TakeOver, like a great match or something. I like the match because of the psychology of it. It was so fucking well done, dude. Who the fuck chose to do that match that way? And then Drew beating the shit out of him afterwards and then like diving and kicking him in the head, and then it looks like Dolph hits the back of his head on the fucking LED board. And and Drew is the most believable dude in the company almost right now. Like on the promos, like I believe almost everything he says on a promo. It's pretty.
Look at all the
crazy.
heels we have on Raw right now. Who do we have? We have Baron Corbin, we've got Drew McIntyre, we've got Bobby Lashley. Then we have the tag teams like AOP and Revival. But as far as singles goes, is there anybody else that I'm missing? That's not really. I mean, we don't have a ton of heels, and because there's just not a lot of people that are interesting or charismatic. And Bobby Lashley, Leo Rush has some good character, to build up Lashley, but Lashley's boring. When they work together, they have no chemistry. They don't fit or do anything well.
I'll tell you what, though.
McIntyre is the best heel they have right now. He's the best on the brand.
I agree.
They're only building him up better and better. And I loved his promo beforehand, too. That was a great way to write off the loss. Saying that, all of your heroes' streaks end at some point in time. Everyone loses, but it's about, what I do going forward. That was great. That was such a just fantastic promo.
He called out Andre, for Christ's sake. That was nobody calls out Andre.
He's saying how dangerous he is, and he's making Raw a better place for everybody.
Dude,
and the
I don't know if you
fans
noticed this.
like him.
They never let people say stuff negative about Andre. I don't know if you noticed this. They never do that. He literally said, Andre's lost, and it was like, what the fuck, Andre the Giant they're bringing up, and then he's, then he goes into his thing like you said, but dude, they never bring up Andre. There was so many things tonight when I was like, holy, what the fuck, like I've never heard that.
Point.
So that was pretty crazy, and then
I didn't even pick up on that until you said it now, because you're right though, they have like a certain aura around Andre that they protect heavily.
No, they do. It's bizarre. They protect the fuck out of Andre, and oh my God, they finally used it. 702, you're on the phone. What's up?
Hey, it's the kid. Remember me?
Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, what's up?
What's up, kid?
Woo!
Hey, remember you guys had a question for me?
I don't remember exactly now, but what is it?
It's like you guys asked me how old I was.
Oh yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 9.
You're 9?
Wow. And you didn't like Raw, and you didn't like Raw the last time either, remember?
like I've been here on the show since let's see 38 minutes ago. But I had one question.
Alrighty.
Why did you like the match against Dolph and Drew?
Because of everything I just said, really. I mean, the storytelling was great. Like what they were doing for Drew McIntyre was really good, and the storytelling of him just being really savage against Dolph Ziggler, just being a savage and slapping him in the back of the head, and then Dolph kind of at the last minute hitting that move, and then the Claymore at the end. It was just an exciting way to end the match, and everything that led up to it it was really methodical. I really enjoyed it. Not because it was a great match that will go down in history as a great match or something, but as an entertaining match on Raw, it was entertaining on Raw. You know what I mean?
I mean, Drew could have won that very quickly, very easily, right off the bat. Could have been 30 seconds and done, especially with how much they've built him up at this point in time. But he allowed his, temptation to set in because he wanted to mock Dolph and get into his head. That almost cost him the match. We saw that. So the fact that he had to allow himself to show off and prove how much better he is almost cost him the entire thing. So that's a bit more, character that defines him.
Are you sure the match was 8 minutes, though? Was it?
Yeah, 8 minutes and 30 seconds they have here.
I felt like it was fucking 4 minutes.
Yeah, it felt super quick.
Felt like
I did not
5
think that
minutes.
was right either.
But yeah, here's why I appreciated that it was short. I appreciated that it was short, but they got to the point. And they built something for me with Drew. I was like, wow, you built something with Drew. Thank you. Ruby Riott, you built something with her. Neidhart on the table is funny as hell. You built something there. Seth Rollins comes out and shoots on the whole product, calls out Corbin. They set up the main event. You build on something there. Normally, they don't build on anything on Raw. Normally, every week on Raw, it's just stupid shit happens for no reason, and especially on a go-home show. How many times do we end go-home shows and we're like, that was a go-home show? What the hell am I supposed to watch Sunday? This whole show tonight was about plugging the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I can't believe
they even
it.
had a TLC match before they have TLC, which I didn't know if that was the best thing to do.
Normally it wouldn't be.
Yeah,
but they were pulling rabbits out of hats.
I think it gave a lot more, because now you want to see, all right, well, this is what we saw from these two, and, there was a lot of time constraint and whatnot. What are we going to get from, Seth and Dean? So I think it ended up paying off.
I'm terrified that a 9-year-old just called in, but thank you, man.
I can't believe he's
don't
9.
think 9-year-olds should be listening to my show at all. I definitely discourage that, but
you're absolutely fucking right.
Again, like I said, when I was 9, I was listening to like George Carlin and Howard Stern.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Who cares? But at the same time, kind of weird. I mean, my son is 9, so like I'm thinking I wouldn't let my son watch my show, but
I let Danny listen to stuff that's not appropriate, but she knows not to swear, and she. It's all about how you trust your kids.
Years ago, you'd have your kid out hunting with you at 6 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So like whatever.
So long as the parents involved in the kid's life, they know what they're watching. I don't know. That's usually the most important.
Drew gets the win, and it's great.
Yeah. Then the after attack we didn't really speak on much either. So
Loved
before we
it.
get into the next match, this was so good. It really was. It was something so simple, but beating him, all over Tarnation and high hell around the ring. Then going to powerbomb him onto the separated steel steps and having everybody, come out from the back and talk him down and stop him. And then he kicks Ziggler again before walking away. Like, just like, I had you. It was perfect. He already knew he didn't need to beat him anymore. He already had him.
Grab the rope.
Just the threat of ending his career, was looming above Ziggler's head.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done. It's sad that in one sense, like it had a good payoff. I think we could have gotten more from these two. And I wonder how it would have paid off if the roles were reversed, because I really thought that McIntyre was going to be the face going forward and Dolph was going to stay the heel.
We did think that.
But I really like Drew as a heel, so I'm okay with it. It's just I'm curious how it would have played out.
I don't think the people care about Dolph, so like that's the one thing is kind of like like we kind of like Dolph getting his ass kicked, so that's the problem.
The thing. Like if it was Seth, or if it was just somebody like even Finn maybe in that role, I think. But now we don't know about Sunday's match because Finn Balor was sent home over the weekend from the South America tour.
Yeah,
and he wasn't on Raw tonight, and he's also been replaced in the mixed match challenge by Apollo Crews. That show is certainly cursed, as we know. How many times have people been replaced on that show?
Yeah, dude, it's a mess over there. That stupid, meaningless crap. I want people to look at this real quick, though, because the votes haven't changed much. Take a look at this. This is tonight's Raw. At some point, it was at 90 votes. It's about the same right now. 36 thumbs up, 38 thumbs down. There's like a divided crowd on thumbs up, thumbs down. Did not watch is still a chunk. But in the past, the did not watch has been up at 40%. Now, here's a few weeks ago's Raw. 94% thumbs down. 94% of you, and especially in the last 3 weeks, have been giving over 90% of you have been saying Raw sucks, thumbs down. 6% said thumbs up. Tonight, 36% say thumbs up. That is a massive change. Like, they did something different tonight. That's all. Whether you liked it or you didn't like it still, they did something majorly different tonight. It was so noticeable. This show is
people watching and talking.
The pacing of this show, it had a theme, and it was like they were going with stuff. It was fucking crazy that they finally, because you never thought they would ever try to do something, and they still aren't doing enough at all. But they're doing something, and it's like, wow. It actually felt like it was kind of a go-home show tonight. It normally doesn't feel that way. It feels like shit usually. Let me play a donation.
Super chat. Super chat.
Got banned in a chat tonight. This is my real name.
Jared, what's up, man? Well, you won't get banned here. I guess, yeah, he got banned because someone was protecting me, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, really, but...
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon! I got everyone's fucking addresses,
CJ Crumb is in the house!
Seth mocked the IWC and Baron's response came from Vince. Promo showed that WWE knows show is bad, but they don't care.
I don't think Seth mocked the IWC.
Yeah, I feel like he was genuine in what he was saying. I don't feel like he was coming across...
CJ Crumb, thank you, though, for the donation, but...
Yeah,
no.
I don't feel that way. I honestly don't. Like, we didn't sound like infants, as Xavier Woods said. You know, he wasn't making us sound like, you know, he was the infant and we were just complaining. He made legitimate gripes and his concerns about
they literally said, let's make Seth speak for the people, and let's make Baron be the Vince McMahon. So
yeah, they made Baron the scapegoat. There was even a part where I was kind of like, wow, this sucks to be in Baron's shoes where he's getting everything dumped on him, but it fit perfectly.
Right, but it's like even better. It's like, no, we're
not
gonna,
in a story sense, in a real life sense. Like, how would you feel to be Baron in the ring, knowing that it's not your fault at all?
I'd love
you don't
it.
Control any of this.
I'd be like, hell yeah, give me all the heat. I want all the heat I can get. That's all the help you can get.
He seemed to embrace it. That's why I enjoyed him. He seemed to make it work. That's what I was happy about. He didn't, turn it down at all. He really embraced it, but lack of a better word, but he made it work.
Well, I'll tell you what.
If you don't like it, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to win Sunday. Then you're stuck with me for good, and I'm going to make your life a living hell till you quit.
If people thought this was the same old shit, then you're fucking crazy. If you thought tonight was the same as the last 2 weeks, you are on drugs. Like, you really shouldn't bother watching anymore because you are on drugs. If last week was a 1 or a 2 and the week before was definitely a 1, this was a 3 or at least, or a 4. It was something. It was better. The fact is, this was better than the last few weeks. I'm not coming out here telling you tonight was a 7 or an 8 or a 9 or a 10. And I'm not coming out even saying it was a 6 tonight. I'm coming out saying I think this was a 4 or a 5. But it's been a 1, 2, or 3. So this is something better in the right direction. But if you thought this was the same as the last 5, 6 weeks, I'm sorry, you're on fucking K-pins or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Yo, S.Doll is in the house.
Yo,
fucking.
What up, guys? What up, Jake? What up, Joe?
S.Doll with the theme.
What's going on?
Fucking, I just started calling to give my opinion. This week, Raw was definitely a bit better. I think it flowed a bit smoother.
It's JCS.
I gave you the theme music. Yeah, dude, it had a better flow, man. Flow grown OG, it did.
And honestly, I think they are lucky motherfuckers that they got Drew right now. Because honestly, I don't know who else they could be using to fill that spot now that Roman and Braun are gone for now. Like, they better be fucking kissing fucking Drew's ass because he's good. Like, he's the only thing that's worth watching right now on WWE, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. He's the best thing going. He absolutely is, and Seth is too. Seth is really, like, they clearly were saying, like, Seth is our guy right now. Seth is the guy. He even brought up Brock Lesnar. He brought up everybody.
Seth is good, but Dean, they really need, like, he just needs to become a badass. You know what I mean? Like, stop with this dumb PG shit. I know they can get fucking edgy with the show. I don't know why they don't just let loose.
I think they're in a recovery mode.
Like how he was in the Indies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we might get a little bit more of that going forward. I want to see how it plays out on Sunday, but I don't want to set expectations or hopes too high. But I genuinely feel like they are going to up the ante a bit in the hopes of regaining some of the lost ratings.
I'm just happy that, listen, I got a match that was kind of exciting how they created it. The Drew McIntyre and Dolph match was kind of cool the way they ended it.
And I like the shit that Drew's doing now. All the facials, all these little look at me and fucking do it. It's the little things like that fucking count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his ego being, essentially what drives him, yet the bane of his existence, because it almost cost him the match multiple times. I mean, that's going to be a huge, part of his character going forward. I love that. And to anyone that says, oh, well, who cares that he got his win back? That was the whole point.
Yeah, right. Straight up.
How could you not care?
Yeah, he had to get it.
This is everything that they were trying to build towards. What do you mean, who gives a shit that he won? That was the entire point of his promo before the match, was to say that he was trying to, right away his loss and make it right by defeating Dolph. What do you mean, who gives a shit?
I thought maybe Finn Balor was going to... I thought maybe all this was a work with Balor being out, and he was going to show up tonight at the end to help Seth as the Demon, which would have been crazy. I know that's weird, but I started thinking like maybe something like that would happen.
They need to bring Bray back. If there's any time to bring him back, now's the time.
A lot of people thought Bray was going to come back tonight too, but it still worked out.
I wasn't convinced yet. But...
Hey guys, I'm jumping off though. Thanks.
All right, CS Dalla, the man who does the theme song for all the shows, man. It's fucking sick.
I can't believe Mustang Man hated Seth's promo as much. That surprises me to a certain extent.
Okay,
you're playing a role, but
I will say that it's not that Seth cut an amazing promo as much as it was good in a way because WWE actually acknowledged things. That was the thing that was good about it, and he was kind of shooting or something. It didn't sound like it wasn't scripted really, but he hit all the points he wanted to hit, and he was kind of shooting for the company, shooting for the fans. So that's what I liked about the promo. It's a 1 in a million promo. You won't see that promo again, really. So it's not really Seth's promo as much as it is everybody else's, but he executed it well. So I don't know what they didn't like about it. You could try to tell me what somebody didn't like about it. Maybe I'd agree with you.
They said that the segment was terrible and the laziest form of creative writing I have seen this year. And what was good about addressing, the issues with WWE, proceeding to call your fans stupid and then say you don't care. It sucks, and then don't change a thing at all. So,
what? What do you mean? When did Seth call people stupid? He literally brought up all the problems.
I think he means Corbin saying it, but that's Corbin's
fine
job.
Because Corbin is the heel. Do you not know what wrestling is? So
that's what I'm saying. What's written here makes no sense.
So Corbin is the heel, and so the WWE's been telling people, shut the fuck up, we don't care. And the fans have been saying, this sucks dick, what the fuck, where's fucking Brock, where's this, where's that, this sucks pissing pants, this sucks blah blah. So you make Seth Rollins the fucking fans, and you make Corbin the company. And then they deliver those promos as if they're us and they're them. What the fuck is What?
Yeah, because the quoted tweet says, this is somebody said to them, what Seth said to Corbin brought some real life to it, and it made Corbin look bad since he's the general manager. Just because you're not happy doesn't mean it's wrong. And the response was, I'm right and you're wrong. The segment was fucking terrible and the laziest form of creative writing I have seen yet this year.
What? That's the laziest thing you've seen all year? JD, go shoot yourself, dude. Just jump off a house and end yourself. You love misery. You just love it all. What? That's the laziest form of writing?
I'm blown away.
Seth Rollins was finally allowed to go out there and spit from not on a robotic script. I don't have to read off a robotic script, and you think that's the laziest? Maybe it is the laziest form of writing because they didn't write it all down. Maybe that's what he means.
Anything down. He brought up legitimate, real, genuine concerns that fans who pay for the product have.
What kind of drugs are you on? Dude, you literally had your number one guy in the company come out and say what I've been saying, what you've been saying, and everybody else has been saying. You got people pissing themselves on this show. You got the ratings at the lowest they've ever been. Seth is the good guy, everybody. What? What is he on? What kind of drugs is he on? Dude, you are a fucking Prozac, someone just said it in the chat, JD, you are a gimmick at this point. You are a gimmick. You have no honesty or integrity. Like, you just want to flip the fuck out. The only time JD said he liked something was 4 weeks ago. Remember that or something like that? He said something. He said Raw was good or like the best pay-per-view or whatever.
No, it was Survivor Series.
Right.
The best
of the year, right? And so that was around the time that he was sucking the WWE people's dicks, right? So all of a sudden it was good, but now this is the worst of the year. That's the worst promo of the year. Seth's promo just now is the worst of the year. Did you hear fucking Nia Jax last week? Did you hear fucking Nia Jax? I think you've been sucking too much cat face. The fuck is wrong with him? Dude, get over yourself, bro. I'm going to hate on everything just to hate on it. Yeah, tonight wasn't very good, but they tried something different, and that's the promos were all better. All the promos were better tonight. What?
Yeah, that didn't sound scripted at all to me. Honestly, it flowed very naturally, and it all sounded genuine from the heart.
If anything, JD should have
bounced around from point to point to point, and you can tell they were like incomplete thoughts. Yet he just finished them on the fly. It seemed like he might have had bullet points.
Dude, they should be fucking. Dude, he should be complaining that WWE stole his shit again because they came out and said on Raw what we say every week on the reviews. Why is someone pissing himself? Why is the Revival treated like shit? Why is this? The ratings are at the lowest ever. Brock Lesnar, where's he? Oh, he never fucking shows up. Seth Rollins literally said everything that I say. Think about that. He says everything that you say pretty much too. And you say that that's the worst promo, that they were insulting us? What? They insult us every week when they don't acknowledge it and they tell you the show's good. That's when they insult you, when Road Dogg goes on Twitter and says, oh, you don't like it, don't watch it. That's when they insult you. This was not an insult. This was some kind of weird tonight. This was some kind of fucking attempt at reaching out to us, I feel like. They attempted something.
That's genuinely what it felt like.
It really did. Like, they tried something. How can you bury this when it's been way worse the last few weeks? At this point, you just love misery. Like seriously, I'm not... Your people are acting like I'm saying the show was a 7 or an 8 or a 9 or a 10 out of 10. No! Tonight was maybe a 4 out of 10. Tonight might have been a 4 out of 10. But the last 3 weeks have been a 1-2 out of 10. So this is definitely better than the last few weeks. But to come out and say this was worse? Or they were insulting us? What?
And for the person that says, is JD allowed to have an opinion? That's not the point. He literally said, I'm right, you're wrong, in his tweet.
Yeah, no, right, you're not allowed to have an opinion.
Wrong. You're not allowed to have the opinion. He can have one. We all have our own, but no one else can, just JD. That's the point. That's what I have a problem with here. Someone said to him, well, this, that's not how I see it. And he said, no, I'm right, you're wrong. I can show you the tweet.
Dude, this guy is a psychopath.
What blows me away here.
This dude is a psychopath. Okay? I'm right and you're wrong. What the fuck? This is all subjective, by the way. But
exactly. That's what we said. Some people might see it as a 3. Some people might see it as a 7.
Dude, oh my God, like, people disagree with me all the time. There's people in the chat disagreeing with me. But it's like, dude, I'm right and you're wrong. What the fuck is that to say to someone on Twitter?
You and I were just disagreeing about Natalya. You saw it one way, I saw it the other way. Did we kill each other? No. We each had a different thought.
Oh my God, I just don't believe it. But anyway, whatever. People are bringing it up. That's why I'm talking about it. But
yeah,
here's the thing.
I get sent this tweet over and over, and I'm like, if it just irks me for the fact that...
I don't care what he does because he's a psycho, dude. He don't care. He's gonna rant and rave. I mean, I agree. The show has been the worst. This is the worst Raw has ever been. This year has been last year, this year, worst ever. Ever, the wrestling, this company has been sucking ass, but tonight there was some kind of fucking attempted olive branch. It might have been a retarded one, but there was some kind of attempted olive branch tonight, and I gotta play a donation.
Super Chat Party!
Fat slob Nia Jax looks like the evil character Ursula from the movie Little Mermaid.
Fat slob Nia Jax. Nick MM, thank you, Nick. Well, you know something? I'm gonna rearrange someone's face.
Oh, that's like fucking. And she said she's billed at 300 pounds tonight. Whoever was arguing about that last week.
She brought it up tonight, dude. She's going full Sam Kinison. She's like, I'm gonna get in the ring and I'm gonna do something else. Like, she's fucking Sam Kinison, dude. I fucking okay. I know that some people hate that. I laughed. I've been laughing. I laughed so hard when she started screaming. I'm actually laughing at something at least.
I had my headphones
nerd cosplay.
I almost went deaf.
Oh, dude, like Leah goes, oh, like Leah was on her computer. She goes, oh, okay, what the fuck is that?
I can picture Leah's face. Just
that was
I genuinely, because I was watching on my phone for part of it, and I had the headphones in. I was like, oh, cringing because it was so just brutal.
I was laughing. 10. Oh shit, he's in the house. His name is Flo Grown. He is the perfect dark match.
Raw was alright tonight. Is it just me, or are the SmackDown promo commercials the best content WWE is putting out right now?
Fucking, you nailed it, Flo Grown OG. And by the way, Flo Grown, thank you for the donations last couple days and being an awesome Patreon. I got some patrons I got to shout out. Flo Grown, thank you. Last week's SmackDown promo was the work of art. I don't know why. Raw was a piece of cunt last week. Raw was a fucking smelly cunt hair that I found in a garbage disposal over a fucking house that was being demolished by a construction company of a bunch of guys from Baghdad. Let me tell you something. Last week's Raw was like a 2 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10, and it sucked dick. But oh my god, dude, the promo last week for SmackDown. This week on SmackDown, AJ Styles faces Daniel Bryan, and The Miz sits. It was like, whoa, like what the fuck was that? Now, I missed the one tonight. I missed the SmackDown promo tonight. But the fact that you said that, Flo Grown OG, tells me that they nailed it again with the production of the SmackDown preview. That is great shit if they did that. I missed tonight's. But
yeah, they had a couple of good ones. They, talking about everything going on with Asuka, and then, so we'll see. Tomorrow night looks good.
This week
in theory
on SmackDown, Asuka. It was like fucking. I was like, whoa, I gotta watch SmackDown. I said that. I noticed that too last week because I said it on the review, and I appreciate that. Like it was like they really it was like an old time like commercial for WWE. It was really weird. There's so much going on now. There's so many donations. There's so much shit. Real quick, I'm gonna jump into a phone call. There's so many phone calls. The phone lines are exploding. 973. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Joe? Big fan, bro.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? I just want to say this real quick about JD. I was gonna call before you even mentioned it. I was trying to call.
Yeah.
Yo, I've been a big fan of him since like 2015 or whatever. But honestly, man, like I'm really starting not to like him anymore, and I'm really not gonna watch him because tonight on Twitter was just ridiculous. Like, did you see the tweet? He was like, he's blocking and muting people, and I went through the comments, and the people are just saying like, yo, we just disagree with you, bro. Like, that's it. And then he's just flipping out on people and blocking everybody.
Dude,
and
he
I'm
used
like,
to block.
Like, you don't do your fan base like that, bro. Like,
dude, he used to block people in my chat constantly who said it was just like, I don't know, man.
Can't
like,
even say his name in the chat to this day because you get timed out for it, and that was instated by him.
I don't want to I don't care what he does. I don't really want to talk too much about him or bash anybody. But it's just like I don't care because who cares, right? But why would you do this to your fan base? I don't understand it when someone disagrees with you. Now, if someone's being a piece of garbage to you and saying like you're always such a loser, you idiot, you're always mad about the product.
Yeah, that's understandable, but people aren't even doing that, bro. Like, we're literally just saying, yo, Raw was actually good tonight, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Like, Raw's been trash for years, but tonight it was actually good. And for him to really sit here and be like, yo, you guys are stupid, like, I'm right. It's like, bro, like, what's good with you?
Dude, I mean, this is what he did to me off air. I mean, I'll tell you, this guy is a weird... I don't know what to tell you. He's entertaining. I liked him and everything. But this is a weird... Like, I know I'm weird. No, I'll tell you, I'm a head case too. Like, there's something wrong with me. But when it comes to people, I don't know what it is, but he has some kind of narcissistic fucking sociopathic psychoticness or something. I don't know what it is. But he's so mean to people that don't... It's weird. And some people used to fight me on that too. They'd be like, oh, you're just a dickhead. And then it happened to them, and they'd come to me and be like, Joe, I can't believe it, dude. This guy, I defended him against you with this stuff, and then he did it to me. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. Whatever, though. It doesn't even matter to him because he's got he's kind of like WWE. He's got so many people listening right now. It's kind of like, I'll just delete all the descending.
Yeah, it's like he stops. It's like he's changing, man. Like, he's not the same that he used to be when I first started watching him. Like, it's like you just said, like, it seems like he's not caring anymore. Oh yeah, I got 100,000 subs, so I can block whoever I want. You're still gonna watch me.
Yeah, it's been that way for a while, unfortunately. Like Joe said, it was always. It got to a point that everybody was coming to us. Oh, I got blocked for this. I got blocked for that. I literally just said, I didn't like what beer you drank. Oh, you're blocked. That was a meme for a while.
I mean, I don't get it either. I don't know, man. I don't want. He's not here to defend himself.
What was your favorite part of Raw? What was your favorite part of tonight?
The main event was great. I actually liked the main event. I was kind of rooting for Corbin though, just for them to pull a swerve. But I understand why they didn't do it. They wanted everyone to be happy or whatever. But
yeah, because Dean didn't seem interested in the IC title, so it could have been a decent swerve. Dean was like, if he's not champion, I'm still going to destroy him, So
yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, and then when Heath pushed Seth off the line, I was like, yo, this is the moment Corbin's going to win. Cause I'm a huge fan of Corbin, and that's why I want him to win. But
listen, people are.
It was a good Raw though.
It was all right. I thought we're always. Listen, I'm not going to be fooled. I'm not sitting there because I know what some people will be like. Oh, WWE fooled you. I'm not fooled. I'm just saying what I saw tonight was at least 2 points ahead of the 1 or 2 from last week and the week before and the week before. This was at least 1 or 2 points higher. Everyone would probably admit that in the chat. And there's some people that aren't. There's some people saying I'm crazy and I'm buying into whatever. I'm not buying in. I watch Raw week after week. Next week, it could go right back to shit. It could go right back to shit next week. And then in 2019, you know what I'll say? Hey, remember in 2018 when almost every Raw was a piece of shit, but that one Raw where they seemingly tried to do something, remember that? But then they completely abandoned that and went back to being garbage. That could actually happen. I'm not buying into anything by telling you that Raw was okay tonight. And by okay, I mean I didn't pass out and drool on myself. So if Raw is usually a snoring piece of shit, tonight it was a curious, interesting attempt at something, is what I would call it. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say. Anyway, man, you have a good night, bro. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem, man. And listen, I'm not.
Call. Yeah, Lord Chameleon said too in the chat, and I was going to say this before. I wanted Dean to come out and cost Seth the title, so he could be like, "This isn't about the title. This is personal."
Yeah,
that was one of the thoughts I had at one point. And then when you saw Heath Slater push the ladder, I was like, "Oh shit, it'd be great."
Dude, imagine if Dean was like. Dude, imagine if Dean came out and he was like, you think this is about the title? I don't care about the title. I'll beat you for the title. I'll melt that title down into a gold chain, and I'll wrap it around your throat, and I'll drag you through the state of New York. And I'll, something like that. Holy shit, dude, he don't give a shit about the title. He'll melt it down and turn it into a chain and then drag Seth around the outside of the arena, and I'll drag you outside the arena in front of all the fans going to their stupid cars and heading home. I'll let them see who the real Seth. I'll show the people the real fucking Seth Rollins.
Would have been fun, yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that'd be nuts. But listen, I just want to say real quick on the J thing. Listen, I'm not here to bury anyone or talk about what people do with whatever the hell they do. For all I know, it's a gimmick at this point with him. I don't know. He's not here to defend himself. I don't want to say anything. He can do whatever he wants. He's very successful, very good guy, whatever. I don't know, whatever the fuck. But I will never you will never see me treating people like that. I don't understand. I will not attack you. You can tell me that, Joe, I think you're fucking crazy tonight. I thought tonight was, maybe there's someone out there who thinks tonight was worse than the last 4 weeks. I can't believe you would think that this was worse than someone pissing their pants, the revival in a house fucking lucha party, and all the crappy other shit that we've seen. So I can't believe that you would think that tonight was worse than that. But if you do, you do. I'm not going to fucking block you on Twitter like a fucking baby. Especially a lot of times you guys are patrons. Some people, dude, sometimes people who are patrons of this guy get blocked. I'm not blocking you. I'm not blocking people unless you're like, Joe, die, I'm going to kill your kids. That usually gets people blocked. But other than that,
yeah.
No.
I love the people that are like, hey, fat ass, well, you can't take constructive criticism. What was constructive about calling me a fat ass?
Yeah, I don't know. You can call me cocksucker, I won't block you. It's not whatever. But let me play some donations because we're way behind here. See what you guys are saying.
Catch up.
The ketchup packet. Hey, hear that, Tommy? You fuck.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Oh, yeah, fuck Loogie Mania, dude. She is paid by WWE.
Here is the bad man's failsafe solution to Raw. Take the little devil, grab one of the bad man's best friends who totally wanted him since he was 16, and just have an all-out threesome. Neither girl could barely walk once the bad man was done with them.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
What the hell, Bad Omen? Bad Omen, what is up, bro? I have no idea what he just said, dude. I'm afraid to comment on that. That was fucked
Not
up.
going anywhere near that one.
Neither girl could barely walk. Bad Omen, what the fuck? Oh my god, dude, that was something.
I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
I meant that some parts of Raw were good. The Rollins main event match was amazing and his shoot promo was badass. I loved that joke. Ruby said 7/10.
Oh, wow. Casey Rose, thank you for the 7 out of 10, I guess. Wow, you gave it a 7 out of 10? Now you really liked it. Now I'm really confused. I would not give this a 7 out of 10, but I get that you did. You know, I'd probably give tonight a 4 or 5. 4 or 5 out of 10 probably for me tonight, which is what we used to give the old ones when they weren't very good, but definitely better than the last 6 weeks. So thank you, Casey. Damn. Now I disagree that you like it too much. You know, before I thought she hated it. I was like, nah, I don't agree with that. Now she likes it too much. Now I'm like, I don't agree with that. Now she'll donate again and say 5 out of 10.
Never thought he'll say it, but I miss Roman and Cena.
Oh, Adam Cruz. Oh, my God, no. Adam Cruz, thank you for the $2. I only miss Cena if he was doing the open challenge again. That was fun. But that's about it. And
that really was a good time, huh?
If Raw gave you AIDS, put your hands in the air. If Raw gave you AIDS, I'm not afraid to say. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw, fuck Raw. Raw gave me AIDS, fuck Raw.
Nia Jax is just awful.
She's terrible.
She sounds like a drunk vodka mom when she speaks. Hashtag JCS, hashtag put the pen down Vince, hashtag Royce Seds.
Dude, Rambo Mode 92, thank you for the $7 Raw Gave Me AIDS donation. All the donations are linked down below in the description, all the amounts, and the link to Streamlabs and Twitch Alerts is there for you, or you can do a super chat in the chat. Yeah, I would say I wouldn't go 7 out of 10. And yeah, Nia Jax is, oh my god. No, Nia Jax is bad. This was one of her better promos,
Fuck yeah,
but she sucks.
Addresses, Mon.
She was still one of the bad promos.
I got another confession to make. Also, what's up, Joe, you sexy beast, and WAZ up, shake you.
What's up, baby?
Are the peanut butter to just chocolate? Love, Yacha.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to give him that. I'm so old school. Thanks for the $5. Also, thanks for hanging out with me on my Sunday night gaming stream over on my other channel, youtube.com/corruptedpodcast channel. We had a good party last night, man. It was pretty cool. Thanks to Tim Drake, who dropped $100. That was a bomb, a fucking Tim Drake bomb last night. And that's it. Also, what's up? Yeah, we've been good, man. I don't know. I've been really busy with the house shit. Really busy. I did a Patreon this morning, a Morning Madness, 50 minutes long. It's up on Patreon. Dude, thank you for the support. You're
Shit
funny bastard.
Random thoughts from tonight's show.
Sure.
What's with Nia's random scream? Bald black N-word fuck had his fingers in Sasha's taint.
Oh my god.
What's the over and under on injuries in Mixed Gay Challenge? And who is the fuck is the android that interview Rollins fucking twat nugget?
Oh, that wasn't that Charlie Caruso?
I think so.
Because she sucks. Sasha's sweet trim. Charlie Caruso looking like she was coming off a Vulcan ship in Star Trek tonight. Sasha's sweet trim, thank you for that. And what else did he say that I wanted to get to? Oh, yeah, I think it's a 1 out of 4 chance that you get injured in the mixed tag. I think those are the real numbers. Oh, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. Sasha's sweet trim, thanks for the donation.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass. My God! King! He's done Santa King! Oh my God, King! Santa Claus is dead, King! Holy fuck! Oh my God, King! I got Bell's palsy! I dropped him on that. My God, Stone Cold! Stone Cold, he's done Santa Claus! I whooped Santa Claus's ass. Merry fucking Christmas, because Stone Cold said so, you son of a bitch. Steve Austin. I stunned Santa Claus's ass. Oh hell, yeah. I hate Christmas, bro. I got no family, bro.
Suck Joe and Jake. I can't wait to get PUBG for Christmas on PS4. Excited for monetize this already. Points to Melly. Oops,
I am ready.
Show, smiley face.
Dude, Bry Guy 10201. Dude, what's up, Bry Guy? Are you excited for Monetize This? We're putting the belt on the line, baby. The belt is on the line Friday. We're going to give it to somebody who doesn't shit on all of you guys for giving it to him. So we're going to put the belt on the line probably, and we're going to have fun, man. There's going to be a sex line, spin the wheel. It's going to be a fucked up Friday night. I'll Monetize This 11 p.m.
Fuck yeah, I got
this Friday.
Addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Raw was good until the Optimus Prime promo and the Silent Sloth match. Who thought it was okay to have a Nia Jax promo and a Tamina match back to back?
Yeah.
J18, thank you for the donation. One thing I want to say on this is, let's move forward a little bit real quick, and then we'll take some more donations, and then I will take phone calls again too. So stand by on the phone calls. The phone lines are fucked right now. It's crazy. I'm sorry. We will try to get to as many phone calls in a minute as we can.
I couldn't even get through it first with Skype.
Yeah, dude, it's been because so many people were calling.
Why it took so long.
People were calling at 10:57. So
that's what's bad about not having the overrun.
Bailey,
they know exactly when it ends.
Yeah, so. That is an issue, dude. I like the overrun, but oh god, I knew it was gonna be shitty kind of. Bailey versus Alicia Fox, kind of stupid, but Apollo Cruz came out. It was kind of exciting somewhat exciting in a way when he kind of came out to even the odds in a way.
And Apollo Cruz is obviously replacing Finn Balor, who PW Insider just reported that WWE Insiders informed them that Balor is out not due to injury but illness.
Oh, okay.
So that's a healthy update, pun intended. He did not feature in last week's live event in Chile as he was sent home to get well. That's why he wasn't there tonight. So thankfully he's not injured.
That's great news.
So they're hoping that he'll get well in order to go ahead and make it for Sunday's TLC match against Drew.
Oh, such good news. That could have been so bad.
That is good news because I didn't want him to be injured yet the frig again. That would have been upsetting. But yeah, so, we have, which is just odd here. I understand because he's now, the Mixed Match Challenge, partner, but having Cruz run out and try and defend Sasha and Bailey from the heels, being Jinder and the Singh brothers, it was just unnecessarily awkward. I know that they're bringing up the Mixed Match Challenge, but it just felt so random, just shoehorned in. Everything else made sense throughout the night, and it was working so well. I get what they're doing. It's the Mixed Match Challenge, but it didn't focus on TLC. It felt like a Sunday Night Heat, version of Raw. Like it was one of those where like it should have been on the Superstars show or something like that. It didn't need to be on Raw. This is one of those segments that it really started to slow down the show.
Yeah, it slowed down a little bit there for sure. It was a noticeable thing that wasn't very good.
It was short too. I mean, even with the entrances, the whole thing was like 5-6 minutes, but everything else had such good pacing and timing, and then we got to this, and it was just kind of jarring because it was so unnecessary.
One thing that did still suck tonight, though, was the commentary was still AIDS. The commentary was, and there was like a couple little things that were okay, but there was still cringe moments. They definitely veered away from it a little bit, but it was still the commentary. Like if they could have made the commentary like change tonight, that would have been like, wow, now there's something going on. But the commentary, unfortunately, still remains stale. And I am interested to find out what in the world Tommy NC 2010 thought about tonight's Raw. What's up, Tommy?
I thought the first part of it was like lackluster, but honestly, the main match the ending match was pretty entertaining. The ladder match I thought was quite entertaining in my opinion, but the rest of it was lackluster in my opinion. But so, I thought the ending match was quite edgy and on the edge of your seat.
So what did you you call every week lackluster, so it's hard to tell. What was better, you think? Last week's Raw, the week before that's Raw, or tonight's Raw? What was the best Raw of the last 3 weeks?
Well, I missed, I missed the last Raw and last SmackDown. I kind of didn't care to watch it, but, I did catch this Raw because I stayed home all day because of the snow. But,
Did you make any snowmen, Tommy?
No snowman.
Oh. Did you make any seamen?
No,
you see the look on your face? Dude, what the fuck? That was hilarious. Anyway, Tommy, so okay, lackluster again, even no matter what. You thought it was still lackluster. All right.
The ending was edge of your seat.
The ending was pretty good. Yeah, that was the one. That was definitely true.
The match was good. You know,
I thought it was. I thought the promos tonight were good. The thing that got me was I thought the promos were interesting tonight. For once, they weren't all scripted. That's why I liked the promos better tonight. I was like, it didn't feel like they were robots tonight. It was like, wow, something's a little bit different. And there weren't any good matches really. The only thing that I liked was the Drew McIntyre and Dolph match because of what they were telling there. And that was it. It was that and then the end match. And then anything else I liked was just the little promos that made me laugh. And that's about it. Wasn't very good, but it was.
There was
all
one
right.
promo that I thought was really inappropriate. And I feel like that I think that they're really pushing the envelope with this promo. And it's about, you know, the father the wrestler has passed on that's deceased.
I thought it was awesome.
I really like that as well, Tommy. I just, you know,
By the way,
like I said, I like
Tommy,
the dark humor, but
you know these wrestlers, they would cheer being remembered after they're gone to be put over to help put over his daughter like that in a way. Jim the Anvil Neidhart would have loved that. So like, even though it seems like disrespectful or whatever. By the way, when Paul Bear died, they put his ashes in the fucking urn. I mean, they've been talking about
had CM Punk juggle them.
Dean's been joking about Roman's cancer. I mean, dude, there is so much. Eddie Guerrero, like, I mean, this is like tame compared to some of the things. It was a little eerie that there was Jim the Anvil Neidhart on the table, knowing that's his daughter and he's dead. Like, it was kind of like, whoa, but that's the point. And it was great. And trust me, Tommy, these wrestlers loved it. And I would love it if I was dead and they used me like that. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude.
Especially when it fits, though.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm sick. I don't do anything.
No, but I mean, like, it's even less egregious and insulting. Like, they've already had the sunglass angle with this. They've tried to make it about her, you know, her father somewhat. Like, it fits in this angle. It's not just being pulled out of thin air for no reason, to add something to it. Like, it fits with the storyline. It's not.
Yeah, but
totally
people will call it cheap, though. They'll be like, oh, it's cheap. But it's like, yeah, that's the point, man. It's like, come on.
I can still see the cheap, reference there. But I don't know. I when it fits, it's less, insulting. I always harken back to, like, when Paige brought up Flair's brother, and that didn't fit in their storyline whatsoever. That was just a total, attempt at shock and that was insulting, I think, just because it was so out of left field and wasn't really what they were going for there. They just did that to get people to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. As where this, it feels more natural for the heels to be like, I'm trying to get in your head so I can beat you kind of thing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. Well, listen, Tommy, man, we're going to be doing our Honestly podcast sometime this week. This week it will happen. Might even happen tonight. I don't know. So stay tuned for that on Patreon. Check out Tommy's channel, TommyNC2010. Wonderful guy. Tommy, we'll
question before I go.
Yeah.
Do you think that that WWE is going to get better when it goes over to Fox, or you think it's going to get worse?
I don't think it will get worse, but a lot of people thinking it's going to be all revamped and changed. I would caution that because they know what they're buying and they like what they're buying. But maybe something will change, but I'll believe it when I see it. I'm already shocked that I saw this tonight. I know that a lot of people still hated tonight, but I'm shocked that tonight Seth came out there and said, the show sucks, the ratings are down, Brock Lesnar's never even here, you got people pissing their pants. Seth Rollins literally said all the shit that we say on this show, and then they actually had promos tonight that seemed real, and then they had a great main event, and some other things that were good. And Ruby Riott with the Jim the Anvil Neidhart on the table thing was fucking savage.
By the way, like,
what?
I hate to say that. She looks like a dyke, honestly. Like,
who, Ruby Riott?
Yeah, she looks like a dyke. She's frightening me when I look at her.
He's a faggot.
Oh my God, dude. Fucking. Tommy, I love you.
It's not lackluster, right? Oh God.
He's just so random. He goes, "Oh yeah, and by the way, she looks like a dyke." Like what the fuck? And like, oh man.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Tommy, you look like you're missing a. Well, never mind.
I love the direct dude in the chat. He's like, "Say lackluster one more goddamn time. I fucking dare you." He said, "What happened to it had its ups and downs?"
Dude, I don't fucking know. That was great. Tony Barrasso. Holy shit, Tony.
Been watching you since 2013,
wow.
And ever since then, I've seen this show evolve over the years. So proud to be a fan of you, bro. You're the reason I continued to watch wrestling.
Oh, man, thank you, Tony. Holy shit, dude. Tony Barrasso is one of the first listeners of the show, dude. When I was live on my regular weekday shows, and there was like maybe like 25 people watching me live to 30 people watching live, Tony was there. And you can go back to Joe Cronin Show 2013. You'll see Tony in the comments. There's a lot of you guys out there, like Squip Man and a bunch of other people. But Tony, man, absolutely, dude. I got to meet Tony when he was young, too, at the show at TD Garden at Money in the Bank.
Shit bomb.
Great kid. Thank you, Tony.
Raw was good tonight.
Thanks, man.
It was funny when the red hair girl put the girl in the ring grandfather on the table. Ha ha ha, Joe, your laugh was so funny that I was doing the same laugh. It reminded me of me when I take a bubble bath and my mom tickles my feet.
Oh, my God. And that was, of course, Tommy with the donation. Thank you, Tony, for becoming a $5... Tommy for becoming a $5 shit bum. And we got 713 on the phone. What's up, 713?
Holy shit. What's up, Joe?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I feel like... Oops. I feel like WWE is dumbing everything down to like make us accept a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you mean like tonight or in general? Because I mean, like other weeks it feels so dumbed down, but I don't accept it. It just makes me feel I like get a headache and I want to go to bed. So when they dumb it down all these other weeks, it's terrible.
True. I just feel like everything, like whenever it's something bare minimum, like, oh, we get a fucking TLC match. Oh, damn, it's supposed to be fire or something, but it's really always a trash TLC match. You don't never see anything like any blood or anything that's extreme anymore.
Right. No, I agree with that. No, I mean, no doubt about it with the PG. It's like most of these are stupid. Like there's almost no reason to have a TLC match. And the one thing that's really been bad is Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, like the last 6 years, has been a waste of time. There's been almost nothing extreme about Extreme Rules for a long time. So, yeah, no, it's all because of this PG crap. Everything is watered down. I wouldn't say it's dumbed down for us, because it doesn't do that job, but it is watered down so that they can be careful with their Mattel and their toy deals and their PG stuff and all that crap. Yeah. So, no, I know what you're saying, though. That's what you meant, I think. And it just means, yeah, it's all watered down crap, and it's insulting, and it's not cool for 14-year-olds to watch. It's not really cool for 18-year-olds to watch for sure, and certainly college kids are going to tune off and watch UFC or go hook up with girls or something. And for us to be, for me to be in my 34 years old watching this, and especially the other weeks, it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, even when I tell people, oh, what do you do? Oh, I review wrestling. They're like, oh, that's so terrible now. It's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like they're just insulting our intelligence. Like we know they could do way better than this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think they tried tonight. I thought they did a little better, but at least they tried something. But, I mean, hopefully going forward, they'll start to build on this. I'm just hoping because they could build on it, but if they revert right back to garbage, then it's just like, wow, nice try. They tried to trick us, and then they went right back to shit.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I love that fucking Ginger Mahal donation. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, the needle in my balls one or whatever? Needle
in my balls? Needle in my balls?
Yeah, I like that one, dude. Oh, man. I hope someone drops that one.
I love when you made that in the show, because right at the end is the other donation. Like, the other donation chimed in perfectly.
Oh, yeah, I did that live on the show. I sang that live on the show, and then we clipped it and made it a donation. Yeah, that's right. That's why.
And right as it's ending, you hear the other $9 donation start.
That's funny, man.
You gotta make that with it.
Yeah, man. I put all the weird parody things up on Patreon that I do. I'm not very good, but it's funny at least. Thanks for the call, bro. Have a good night, dude. Thank you.
All right, you too, man.
All right, later, man. Apollo Cruz, I felt a little bit of energy for him. You know, I wish that he would be built up a little bit better. I'd like to see Apollo Cruz be built up a little bit better. I love Apollo, man. I think he's just such a great guy. Unfortunately, he may fall into the Bobby Lashley category where the personality needs to come out. But I will say tonight, though, the Bobby Lashley did get some better heat tonight. Not really because of Lio Rush, but because of the refereeing by Slater. Because of that stacked deck, Bobby Lashley was kind of a dick tonight, and it kind of worked better than usual. Not much better, but a little bit. So with Lio Rush and him and the referee and the screwy job, you know, Bobby came off a little bit better tonight. They actually managed to get a little bit of real heat on Lashley tonight rather than kind of laughing at him. What did you think about that? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
No, you're certainly onto something. It made it a bit more of an interesting angle, just slightly, because obviously the crowd was super hyped for Elias. He got one of the loudest pops of the night for sure. Crowd really behind everything that he did, chanting with him. And, you know, you see him get the power bomb right, you know, off the bat on Rush, and he's, you know, going for the pin. And just as soon as, you know, Heat starts counting, that's when you go ahead and you get the interference. And it's like, damn. And Rush covers him. And you see Heath Slater kind of like look like, I don't want to do this. But Lashley, you know, intimidates him, as they said. It made Lashley look even more like a dick, more like an asshole. Gave him that much more heat. The audience booed him louder than they did when he originally came out. So it worked. They got their point across. And then to see it develop throughout the night, because obviously Heath Slater wasn't on board for that, you know, no DQ change up in the match. And you could see he didn't really want to do it, but they forced his hand through intimidation tactics.
Right.
To him later on in the night being a little more willing to try and screw over Seth. It was nice to see that transition. So having him come out twice told a better story than having him just be in the one match or the main event and start to screw over Seth Rollins. They kind of showed, you know, it was a small sample, but it was just enough to show how, like, he was reluctant. He didn't want to be in this role, but he was screwed and had no other choice.
I got to bring this up, non-wrestling related. Frank Davis on Twitter says, I don't know if you guys remember on Monetize This or the other night on Corrupted. I don't remember whether it was on Corrupted on Patreon or Monetize This. Tommy, we asked him a question about something, and he goes, I don't want to condemn women. And it was
sure that was Monetize This.
It was okay. It was Monetize This, and it was a question about what's the worst part of a woman that you think is the worst part of a woman. Like her feet, her hands, like what is it that you find unattractive? And he goes, I just don't want to condemn women. But then he says that about Ruby? Tommy, you're priceless. Yeah, I'm going to call Ruby Riott a dyke, but like it's not okay to say whatever. I mean, maybe that's just because it's one person, so he thinks it's okay. Tommy, you're a fucking mess, dude.
Priceless.
I'm looking at the votes tonight, and this is crazy, man. Look at the votes. Every other week, I want to tell you guys, every other week, it's thumbs down about 80 to 90%. It's usually 80 or 90% thumbs down. And even if you added up did not watch and thumbs down, that's still 70%. So tonight there was a difference. And it had,
compared to what, 92% or 98% the week before?
Yeah, dude, there hasn't been more than 12% thumbs up in 6 weeks. And tonight there was a 30% thumbs up.
Yeah, that's a 16% increase. So obviously we're seeing them, you know, do something right.
They did something tonight that was a step in the right direction, and there was some things that I loved, some things that were just blah. But what I can say is, for once I didn't pass out in a fucking coma. That's the one thing I'll say. And the one thing I say is tonight there's a lot to talk about. We usually don't have a lot to say. It's usually just like, what was that? And that sucked, and I'm sleepy, and we're confused, and we don't say much. And then like 20 minutes into the show, we've almost moved on from the review into like speaking about like other things, or hopefully donations come in. Like and like tonight I could talk a shitload about this show tonight. Thank you God for that.
We're going an hour and a half strong and haven't gotten off topic.
Someone needs to drug test JD, aka the fraud.
Fade to black. Thank you, man. I don't know, drug test. I don't know, man. It's getting around the holidays. He thinks about
A
all
little too much eggnog.
Yeah, I don't know.
Super Chat Party.
JD is a 5'1" IQ egomaniac.
Damn. That's savage, Deadpools. Yeah, you got to give respect to WWE, man. They at least acknowledge their problems on Raw. That was fucking weird. Deadpools, thanks, man. He's 5'1" and he's short. I don't know. I feel bad. Like I shouldn't because he's such a shit. But whatever. He ain't here to defend himself, so I won't say anything. I've already said enough. I've already said enough.
It's public tweets. You're not stating private information.
No, I know. I just don't want to. I mean, like he did say this about me. Remember this?
Folks, what's going to happen first? Joe getting a house for his kids and his wife, or the fact that he's going to get 100,000 subscribers? Which is going to come first? Probably. I don't give a fuck. Probably neither, because he is a failure.
Failure.
You gotta get that.
Probably neither, because he is a failure.
Sounds like a Disney villain, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you, man.
Never be happy. Like that.
I mean, I must be a failure, man. I mean, I got laid off my job a year and a half ago, and I've been working as a full-time YouTuber for the last year and a half. And I take care of 3 kids and my wife, and it all comes from you guys on YouTube and everything we do here. I mean, I must be some kind of failure. I must be some kind of failure. My only friends are cats. Let's take a couple more of these.
Beer, you've got a new subscriber.
Terrian Gordon, thanks for subscribing to the channel. I promise not to block you if you disagree with me, Terrian. Or Terrion? Terrian? I might have fucked up your name, though. I apologize for that. I am kind of an idiot. So just
Hey, Gordon, that's all.
Gordon, yeah. Hey, Gordon. Gordon Bombay, the coach of the Mighty Ducks. Super Chat.
I won JD's Patreon giveaway. Never got my prize.
Whoa. Alik Anoi. Could be reloaded to Roman. What prize?
That sucks.
You won a prize and you didn't get it?
JD's narcissistic tendencies coupled with his Napoleon complex and sexual abuse of his cats complete what's known as the homicidal triad.
Allegedly.
Better check his parents' backyard for bodies.
Wow, Brett the Shitman Fart just went savage mode.
See, that's not true. It wouldn't be his backyard. It'd be like a storage locker because he's got an apartment. So,
yeah, I mean,
it'd be like one of those industrial freezers at a storage locker.
No, well, you know something? I'm Brett the Shitman Fart. I love that name, man. We just love it. Brett the Shitman Farts. Fuck. I don't know, man. I can't. Wait a minute. He gave out a prize. Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Yeah, it was on Patreon. I remember seeing this, and it was.
What are you talking about? He didn't get the prize. What prize?
I don't remember exactly what it was. You have to see in the chat, but he went ahead and he won the, the whatever it was, the contest on Patreon.
What was it though?
The promised prize for it.
Well,
I'll answer in the chat.
Really? Like, I mean, how long How long did it take to get the prize, and when did he give it out? And what was the prize?
Yeah, he sent me proof a while back that he didn't get it. But
wow, I mean, that's weird. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, there's been people, even though, to be honest, that have said stuff about me like, oh, he didn't do this, but like I did. So people could just say that. I mean, I do know Alec and Noah. I do know him.
Yeah.
That he's not, but I mean.
No, I talked to him regularly. Good guy. Just I went ahead and it was the main event Goon care package, so it had all this different stuff to it.
What is that? Where he comes bangs you at the house? Promises not to block you for a year no matter what you say? Yeah,
that's a hell of a care package.
He sends you a fucking can of his fucking cat's fur in a fucking can, and he signs it or something.
I combined it with my belly button lint.
Takes a dump in a jar and sends it to you.
Oh, God.
Here's my fecal matter. You won. Here's my fucking fecal
More
matter.
JDs.
Yeah, clone me. In like 30 years, you can clone me, and then you can torture me in a basement. And you poke my giant fucking eyeballs with a fucking stick. I don't know, whatever.
Super Chat Party.
Joe Die, I'm going to kill your kids, lol.
You fuck.
I don't know why we're laughing.
I still won't block you because I get it. You know, like, that's so funny. I mean, it isn't, but it's like I get it, so it's funny. See, that's when a joke is funny. Like even when you say something fucked up or like fucking racisty or whatever weird, like see, that's when it's still like we get that. So like that's funny. That's fucking funny. Like that's where that's what a joke is, man. Not just tweeting it like on Twitter or I mean now if you tweeted it would be part of the joke and still could you get away with it now, but super chat.
I barely listen to JD now. It's toxic negativity.
TB Jammer, what's up, bro? Thanks for the $2, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that. I'm not here. I don't know why. I mean, you guys brought him up multiple times tonight. I don't even want to talk about him, really, but I don't care. I get it, though.
Mia is still not like most cows.
I'm not like most cows. Dorian Moore, thanks for the $1.99. Yeah, this is a wonderful gift from back in 2014. Like, that's the creepiest thing that I've ever done on YouTube. Well, okay, it's not the creepiest, but it's kind of weird. I should probably make that I should make Bailey sent that back to me after I sent him my song, man. Who the fuck would hate on my kids, man? I don't get it. My daughter's fucking wonderful. We're making great little videos together the last couple days. I've been seeing the dolphins in my dreams.
There's something going on.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. There's something going
on. Oh my
up
fucking
in
god.
your face. There's something weird kinda happening. Strange kinda happening.
Oh my
Things are
god.
kinda happening. What the fuck is happening?
Jim Case.
Aliens, extraterrestrials. They gave me a shot. Nanotechnology. And I'm not me. I'm fucking crazy. Personality, Scott.
Merry Christmas to Jake, Jolie and kids and chat. I know it's early, but this will be my last donation of the year. If the Intercontinental Championship is gonna be a focal point, they should up the ante and do something like The Rock and Stone Cold did.
Ah, man, maybe they could do that. I mean, I think that they haven't needed it. I mean, that's just where I'm at right now with it. But Jim K's, dude, thank you, Jim, and Merry Christmas to you, man, and thank you for the $51 area.
Fuck yeah, I got
51.
everyone's addresses,
Wow.
Mon.
Wow.
I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
With Valor going down with an undisclosed illness and everybody else's absence. The new Raw theme should be Queens. Another one bites the dust.
Boom, boom, boom. Another one off the roster. God Phoenix 66. Thanks for the $5. Yeah, a lot of people going down with injuries. It's not like that last time though. Like what was it, 2-3 years ago, where everybody just, dude, that was fucking crazy. Everybody was going down. It was nuts. And thank you, God Phoenix, and really thank you to Jim K's before that too, man. That was a big donation. Way to go out with a bang for the holidays. I really appreciate that. It's going to help me out, man, when I'm trying to get into this new place and all the fucking shopping for the kids we're going to do and everything else. So, like, you guys are beasts tonight. This is crazy. And by the way, this was needed, man, with this Raw being so, like, such a talking point tonight. People are awake more than usual right now, I feel like. And that's badass. Dude, my fucking daughter, like this is the funniest thing to me. Like, I was making this video. She jumps on live with me. And dude, she's like talking about like I just adopted this baby. Like
That's very nice of you.
Funny.
And when we get a new house, I hope I bring all of my dollies.
I think you can. All right, we'll say bye-bye, everybody.
But no.
Say bye to everybody.
I think one more thing.
One more thing.
Babies are really gentle. And do you like my butterfly?
She got distracted. She was like, "Yeah, babies are really gentle, but oh, you like my dress?" Like it was like she has my ADD.
Butterfly dress.
She can see herself on the camera. That's what Tommy always does. He sees himself.
See, this is Tommy acts like a little kid on camera.
Here, my necklace. So I love my dad and my mother. And daddy, bye. I love you. Mwah.
Bye.
I love you guys. I hope you have a good day.
Oh my god, dude, she's hilarious. But that's she's half the reason why I can't really do shows in the daytime on video, because if I sit here on video, she'll be like, "Oh, camera's on, running," and I'll have to like barricade her out and be like, "No, I'm not doing. You have to stay out of here." So if we get in the new place, hopefully soon, which could be this month, I'm gonna have a whole barricade of shit so nobody can come in, and it will be crazy because she will take over the show.
The Joe Vault.
Yeah, she'll be like, "I'm doing my nails and like I'm doing this and that." And it's just fucking.
I like the one you put on Twitter where like, "No, you're just too close to the camera." She's like, "I'm trying to show you my necklace."
Anyway,
my daughter used to do.
Where are we? Hold on. Okay, all right. So yes, all right. We got more donations. I'll play them in a minute. But yes.
Yeah, Raw comes to a screeching halt because Nia Jax breaks our ears and our TV. I know you said this was one of her better ones. To me, it wasn't. To me, it was literally rinse and repeat of everything she said.
I thought it was. See, I thought she had more control than usual. She still is like looking at her hand too much and not being a little more convincing.
It was like she had, the promo kind of like just, signaled to her through Morse code. Like someone had to keep reminding her what to say. She either had it written down on her arm or. Like, that's what it felt like. But also, you said she had a little bit more control. It's also because she said the same thing, 4 weeks in a row now. Since Survivor Series, she's made the same statement and said the same promo. So she better have better control of it because it's the same thing.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The face breaker, looking at her hand, if Ronda has any sense, she'll just lay the title at her feet and spare the beating. Like, one trick pony yet again. Tamina just stands in the background like a doofus that has no vocal cords. Just they say be strong and silent, but not all the time. And I loved Ronda here because she came out and she's like, "I didn't come here to talk and pose. I came here to fight." And she just bum rushes the ring.
You know what makes me mad about Nia?
Nia backs out.
You know what makes me mad about Nia is it's just like Roman Reigns all over again. Here's a crutch. You suck on the mic, you suck in the ring, you're hurting people, and we give you this heat. And she still can't do enough with it. It's like anybody else would have ran with this. But Nia Jax sucks. They're giving her all these free passes, all these crutches, and she's still mediocre at best.
Yeah, no punishment, no reprimand, you ruined the best match.
Who even
at Survivor
cares?
Series.
Who even cares about the punishment? Just that
But
she's
I'm saying,
getting
she benefited
rewarded
from this so heavily, and she can't make it work.
Right, she's getting all these crutches, and she can't make it work.
There was
it's
no
like
negative.
Roman, but the difference is actually Roman can wrestle. Nia
Roman
can't.
wasn't hurting people left and right. Here she's been a terrible wrestler. She's injured multiple people. Various times, even just in the past few weeks, besides Becky. And it's like, there was no punishment. There was no setback for her. There was no, negative to any of this. They gave her a silver platter and she couldn't run with it. She couldn't make it work. Even Baron Corbin, when they laid all the shit down on his shoulders tonight, I felt like he took it and ran with it. He made it his own.
Yeah, he tried to do something.
Yeah. Was it amazing? No, but it was better than just, anything else that she gave us for certain.
It was, and the screaming thing, I know that people aren't liking that. I actually kind of like that. I think it's really weird. And it's like she's like getting like fat battle cow angry. And
she's like hulking up in her own way.
What I can say about her screaming is I'm laughing. And I know that some people would say that's a bad thing. But any kind of entertainment at this point from this terrible show is appreciated by me, even if it's garbage. And her screeching is making me crack up. And I think some people are scared of it, to be honest. So I think that that's the best thing that she could do. And it's because her voice, and this is weird because Solomonster 4 weeks ago, I want to give credit where credit's due, 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks, I don't know what it was. Solomonster had a whole thing on how Nia Jax, basically her voice is too sweet and happy, so she doesn't work as a heel because she has this kind of sensual voice. And legit, the following week, she started doing and I'm going to take Nia Jax, and I'm going to rearrange her face! And it was like, whoa, what the fuck? And it literally went off in my head that, dude, last week, or 5 days ago, or something like that, I had been listening to him. And I don't listen to him a lot, but every once in a while, the only people I listen to are like him and maybe a couple other people once in a while. But I don't listen to too many people because I've got so much to do, and I don't want to like start getting any influences from anybody about stuff. So unless I've already made the video on it, then I'm like, okay, what do they have to say now? I already did mine. But, you know, then she does this. And again, that makes me wonder. It's like they are listening to everybody, I feel like. And I don't think they're stealing from us as much as we think, and fucking Catman thinks that they're taking from him. But they are listening, and they have taken some things, including when they only had the 30-person entry, the winning thing of the Facebook challenge mixed match thing. And then for 2 weeks, I was saying they need to give them a vacation, and they could get Disney on board or somebody, and then they could make money from it. Literally the week later, they added the vacation thing. And it was like, that's fucking weird. I was mentioning that for 2 weeks. And then they do it out of nowhere when they already have the 30 stipulation. Did I miss something? So I like things like that I wonder about. I don't know if they took it, but it's interesting that they did it. And it is a logical thing to do to me. So it could be parallel thinking. But it's somebody was listening to him, I feel like. Or maybe it is parallel thinking, like, man, her voice is just too sweet. But I find it very hard to believe that all of a sudden, that week, they decided that after a year and a half, or whatever it's been, that Nia's going to scream and act weird when he went and did a 10-minute video podcast, or in his podcast for 10 minutes he spent time speaking about how Nia speaks too softly, and she's like this, and nobody really, you know, has that really voice that's really powerful that can make you a heel. But now she's It's very interesting, and I want to give credit for that because I think someone ripped this fuck off. And that being said, where are we at Raw, Jake? We're still weaning our way through.
So, Ember Moon comes out, and we get Ember versus Tamina.
Oh,
shit match.
Excited. I will say that. Match might have been shitty. Match might have been a waste. I didn't care about the match. I don't even remember it really. But I will say, when Ronda came out, Jake, I said out loud to Leah, I said, oh, man, if I'm booking this, fuck the mic. I hope she doesn't have a mic. I just wanted to grab a chair and run to the ring, and I want to see a brawl.
That's about as close as we got to that, which was nice. I started to say that before. You know, I really enjoyed her just dropping her head and charging like a bull into the ring. And that's the problem with Nia. I'm going to break your face. I'm going to fuck your day up. I'm going to ruin you. And then she runs away. And then she gets destroyed by Ronda instantly. Ronda pulls her off the apron, throws her over the barricade, and she, you know, belayed her ass over the barricade. There was no doubt about it. You know, she flipped her, and that was it. She doesn't look like a credible threat. This isn't some like major, you know, face-off that's going to happen here. At least when she was going to even take on Becky or even Charlotte, we're like, oh, you know, Charlotte could. We doubt it, but here I'm like, oh, there's no way. There's no chance.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. They didn't build to the opportunity to make her look like a credible threat. She doesn't look like a legitimate contender to the title. She feels like a placeholder. And she's supposed to be like, you know, the heel of the entire division.
Honestly,
really all she did was fuck up and ruin a great match.
Well, you know what? You know, Jake, I would have thought that they would have... when Ronda ran, I was like getting excited for some reason, and then not in the pants, but I was getting excited. And then I got a little more excited when Ember came out. I felt like, yeah, let's get him. Like, I kind of had that feeling. They actually had me a little bit. I was like, yeah, let's get him. But what would have been nice is if they had at some point done something to Ronda, maybe tied Ronda up in the ropes, and then assaulted Ember Moon with a steel chair, forcing Ronda Rousey to watch. And then Nia could have grabbed Ronda by her jaw and just been like, like in her face and like all this shit, and like she could have like grabbed her title belt and picked it up and like rubbed it in her face, similar to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels at the DX public workout in Boston when they tied up Steve in the ropes. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see, and if they've done that, that would have been great. Stone Cold, and I don't know if there's a photo of that I can pull up, and yeah, unfortunately there isn't, but that sort of image is what I had, and we couldn't get it. Yeah, there's no images even on Google of that, unfortunately. But yeah, they tied up Stone Cold in the ropes, and they were taunting him with the belt, tying up Ronda and beating the shit out of Ember. Ember have a match? Does she have a match at TLC?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah. So
Ember? No.
why not have a 2-on-1 on Ember, forcing Ronda to watch, tying her up in the ropes, and maybe slapping her in the face a bunch, like, like, and then like Nia could like take her fist and then look at fucking Ronda and wind up and then go to hit her or something, and then stop right at her face and then like wind it up a little bit and like poke her in the fucking nose and then get out of the ring. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that could have been way better ending. It was a good beginning to what was about to happen. I felt like it just kind of fizzled out at the end, so it was but it started well.
Like you said, I could see why. Like Nia, when she first gets out there in the promo, she starts off and you're like, okay, I'm behind this, and then she just keeps talking and talking, and she loses the fans. It should have been more concise, straight to the point, short and sweet. She's not someone that has the strength to go out there and be, she doesn't have the energy and the ability at this point to have enough charisma to go ahead and hold the crowd for anything longer than 90 seconds. So her going on and on and on, even that might be too long, 60 seconds even. She loses the fans very quickly, and what starts off as boos goes into snores very quickly. So they need to be very careful how they have her with these promos, with these the in-ring segments. She looks weak. She looks scared. She ran away from a fight multiple weeks in a row now. She's supposed to be this dominant, big heel, and it just doesn't seem that way. She just seems like a total fluke at this point. All she did was accidentally injure Becky and got a bunch of heat for it. That's it. She didn't capitalize on it.
That's why, I feel like I know the whole point is the cowardly heel runs away, and that gets them heat. And I know they don't want to really make Ronda look too weak either, but I really thought it would have been nice if they'd clipped Ronda, tied her up in the ropes, and then beat up Ember, and that would have made Nia look scary, like, whoa, what's going to happen, or like whatever, or you would have gotten more heat on her than her just running away. So I liked it tonight. They were trying to be more creative tonight with everything, but they could have been even more creative with things. And it's like the difference when like someone asks you to like put up a fence, right? And WWE Raw for the last 6 weeks has been, hey, can you put up a fence in my backyard? And so the guy comes and he puts up the fence like crooked, and then he doesn't paint it and leaves. And you come home and you go, what the fuck kind of job is this? But then another guy would show up, and like tonight's Raw, another guy would show up and put up the fence, and it'd be crooked, but he painted it. And you're like, oh, he painted it, looks nice, and the fence is there, but man, it's all fucking crooked, man. But like another guy would put up the fence and then paint it, and you'd be like, wow, the fence looks nice, it's pretty straight, and it's painted. I love that. But another guy would come and put up the fence with the best wood and the protective sealant and beautiful paint, and he would have sanded it the right way, and it would look pristine. And then he would have put little bells and whistles on the and it would have looked amazing. And it's like they went overboard, they went above and beyond, and you were like, wow, that is a flawless fucking fence that I can't believe. And that's how I feel about the Attitude Era. You're adding extra details that they didn't ask you to add, and you're adding stuff all over the place, so much so that maybe it's overkill, but whatever, it's going to keep people watching and have so much interest that you'll definitely be there next week. And when they have a down week,
this fence is fallen over and rotted.
Yeah, this fence is rotting. Exactly, it's fucked up. So I mean, like there I go with some dumb analogy thing again that I never get right. But like really, like they used to go above and beyond and throw on extra layers just for whatever. And tonight they tried to get more creative, but they still didn't add those layers that would have been nice. But it was still better than last week. I don't know, but yeah, I forget where I was at this point. Now I'm thinking about painting fucking fences. Where are we?
No, it's a great analogy, honestly. You have to,
I like fences. That's Tommy. I built a fence once. I'm sorry. All right.
I'm not allowed near schools. I build fences, though.
I touched my pee-pee.
So then, after all that, we got a little bit of Corbin backstage and a Lars Sullivan promo, and then we had Seth versus Baron Corbin in a TLC match for the Intercontinental Championship, the first TLC match in 6 years on Raw. I think they said about 24 times. Started a bit slow. Took a while to really get going. Then we finally got some of the normal big spots. You know, Rollins ends up beating him up with a chair for a bit. And then we got the suicide dive to the outside. And this was a cool spot. So Rollins he performs a suicide dive. And when he goes out for a third, Corbin catches him and slams him through the table on the floor. And then we get the ref bump. And, you know, Slater's taken out accidentally. You know, Rollins goes and starts to recover, climbs up the ladder, and then that's when Heath Slater stops him. Slater goes and picks up Baron Corbin, helps him to the top. That's when Seth recovers, takes everybody out, and eventually comes down to him retaining his IC title. So it was about 24 minutes long. Was a good match. The crowd was decent. More towards the end, you know, they came alive and started to make noise for the big spots. But all in all, you know, I get that they didn't want to do too much here. Like, they wanted to have the table spot, you know, a few parts with chairs, a little bit with the ladders, but they don't want to take away from Sunday's pay-per-view either. So they don't want to give away everything on TV. And it wasn't a short match. I mean, it was 24 minutes long for the match itself. It's just that I know they really did take a while to get going. I want to say it was like even like 10 minutes before they really started
at 10:30.
Yeah,
I was like, "Whoa, it's happening now! This is a big match. This is a big thing, you know." And it pretty much ended the way I thought it would.
It was exciting. It was, you know, it had exciting moments. I should say it wasn't overall exciting, but it had, you know, good moments. Even had me second guessing myself a few times. You know, for what was originally thought to be, you know, a simple solution of, all right, that's it. Baron Corbin's going to lose. He has no chance to. Oh wow, Heath Slater's helping him out now. This is interesting. You know, could Dean come out and cost, you know, Seth the belt? And like you had said before, this isn't about the belt. This isn't what's going to happen here. That's an interesting angle. And Seth coming out afterwards makes sense because, you know, he doesn't really care either which way. He's just letting Seth know that he's still coming for him.
Right.
But I still am curious to wonder, did they miss something by not capitalizing on Dean interfering some way?
I don't think so. I liked what they did. I liked that they had a full story of that match kind of being told, because it was like, that's the Raw story, but now here comes Dean. It would have been I feel like there maybe could have been a little bit more focus on Dean because that's what's happening on Sunday, but they've kind of pushed him off to the side a few times recently, and that is a little bit concerning to me. But I know that they had to use Seth almost to help Raw tonight, so they did this, and it built up everybody, to be honest. And then when Dean came out, it was like, it's kind of like rapid fire. It's like, okay, now we just saw that sort of awesome match, the best match of the night, the main event, as it should be. We created some drama there, some tension, what's going to happen. But then also when that ends, here comes Dean now. Oh, shit, now you got to deal with Dean. It was like the boss at the end of a video game or something.
Yeah, the real boss.
So, like, I like what they did. You know, I think that Dean has been shoved in the back a little bit too much. He's been pushed back a little too much. They should have had him a little more at the forefront. But I don't know. With that, I can accept what they did tonight. I just think that unfortunately Dean didn't quite get the right screen time that he should have. And you know, I don't know what they could have done to change that at this time. If I could think about it for a little while, I maybe could come up with something, but at this point, I'll take what they did tonight over Dean and Seth having a really good interaction and build towards TLC, and then the rest of the show kind of being crappy. So I'll take that sacrifice, but no doubt there was a little something lost in their rivalry here because of this sort of Seth Rollins needing to carry the show in a way.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of everything, the lack of star power certainly is noticed yet again with Braun not being there. That was one of the things I was wondering too, because they keep saying, oh, Braun's not going to show up, Braun's not going to show up. So I was like, well, are they going to have him appear tonight, you know, one-armed and all? Is he going to look, you know, like he can't make it? Or are they just going to have him not show at all and leave it to be a mystery for Sunday. So
Yeah.
him not being there, it hurts the show overall. That's certainly dragged down the ratings the past few weeks as well. Finn not being there to me was noticeable anyways, having to change some of the plans going forward. People, they said, oh, it seems like Finn, it's suspicious for the illness. I don't think so. I don't think that's a setup, honestly, because he probably would have just lost tomorrow night for the Mixed Match Challenge to not pull double duty Sunday at the pay-per-view. They don't really care about the number 30 spot. And they even said that tonight. They said what I had said the week before. Oh, they must be listening, Joe, because they said what I said about the numbers not mattering. Because I had mentioned how the number 30 spot, although it's coveted, it doesn't really give you much of a benefit. And they, Corey Graves brought that up tonight, and then Michael Cole commented on the fact of, even though there's been, only but a few winners from the number 30 spot, and you pretty much have a better chance, according to the numbers.
What happened? All the fans care about is the surprise of who is going to be. But
who's going to win, and they're focusing more on the vacation now.
All this does is make 29 the new 30, because we all know.
Exactly.
Now we all know, hey, 29 is the last surprise. So all it does is make 29 the last surprise.
Yep, that's it. It just literally pushes a number forward. So not really a big deal. Doesn't really, essentially give you that much of an edge. It was just funny how they basically demoted their prize and diminished the payout of it in a quick sentence by saying that, not many people have won from the number 30 spot, so it's not that big of a deal. Shouldn't you want to sell this like it's, the best thing ever?
You're right.
But instead they're like, well, not many people have won from number 30, so it's not crucial.
Yeah, I mean,
why would you say that? Why would you say that at all?
Yeah, they could say the stats don't reflect the advantage, but the clear advantage is there. If you look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they could have
energized,
said.
you're fresh, exactly. So that's how they should have phrased it, but they didn't. Granted, though, they did, like you said earlier, they tried tonight. I feel like they certainly took criticism to heart, and they don't want to see record lowest ratings again. So they're trying to change things slowly but surely. I mean, I genuinely feel like this was an olive branch. This wasn't meant to be insulting. This wasn't Xavier saying that, everybody's infants.
I can't believe that somebody said that. And what's insulting is what they'd been doing. What was appreciated was them trying. Like, we're trying to do something. So, like, what's insulting is what I saw last week. What is insulting is what I saw the week before last week. What's really insulting is after the week before last week. After the worst Raw I've ever seen, like, you put up another shitty Raw, that was insulting. This tonight was something. Some kind of fucking attempt at something. An attempted olive branch, or even an attempt at deception. You could be deceiving us. Hey, everything's okay. We know. See? Go back to sleep. Maybe that's what they were doing. And if they do that, we'll call them out on that. There's no fucking, you are either against them still or you're believing everything they're saying. No, we're not believing anything, but it's week to week. Next week, if it sucks, it sucks. But tonight, they tried something, and I'll give tonight a 5 out of 10 because of it. I
was at a 4 originally. I'll go 4.5. I mean, the more I think about it, there was more that I enjoyed than not, but better than the 1 I've given it anyways the past 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, I've been nicer to it. I've been giving it 2s and 3s and 1s.
Yeah, I mean, you were trying to basically say that they were working towards a change. You felt like it was a little bit different a few weeks ago.
But honestly, it wasn't much. Those weeks, it was like something
it was
little.
Slight, but
I might have been reaching those weeks, but this was different. Something was different.
Yeah, this was more noticeable for sure.
So there's our ratings. What are your ratings? And I'm going to play some donations, and we're going to take more phone calls. You want to call up tonight and say you loved Raw? Call on up. You want to call up tonight and say you hated Raw? Let us know.
Super chat.
Love to hear from you.
Super chat.
Didn't watch, but Raw was lackluster.
The Frog Kid. It was lackluster. Thanks for the $2, man. Appreciate that. You're the shit. Keeping our show going. Keeping the Joe Cronin Show wet.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Joe, I decided to join Twitter. I only added you, Tama Tonga, Io Shirai, Bret Hart, and JD. Jake playeth Mary, fight, and snowboard trip with them names.
Brahim.
I'd have to marry Joe. I'd have to F. Shirai, and I'll go on a snowboarding trip with JD so I could send him into an avalanche. How about that?
Brahim, thank you, man. I'd go there because he wouldn't be able to see up the snow. The snow would be over his head. So
avalanche!
You just die on the mountain. Coming down the mountain. Kind of sounds like him. Brahim, thank you for the $5, brother. Let's get through a few more of these donations, then we'll take calls for the people that want to call.
Fuck yeah, I got everyone's addresses, man.
Sav
I
King.
got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
If I made quality JC's jewelry, would you be down to sell it or whatnot? And Raw sucks.
What is up, Sav King? I mean, we could always try. If you made a
JCS jewelry.
JCS jewelry, man, that'd be weird. I'll sell anything though, bro. You know, you bring it up and we'll see, man. You make a couple things and we'll try to sell it. We'll see what happens. I'll be down. Sav King. You get a commission. Oh, you never know. I don't really sell much stuff though on t-shirts. People would rather donate and say something than buy one of my t-shirts. By the way, all my t-shirts are on Teesprings. There's a sale going on. The link is in the description box below. I have tons of t-shirts, including Raw Tarded and Smackdowns. So go check those t-shirts out.
Belly, you cunt! Frog off!
We agreed a couple weeks back that something was changing. It really came out tonight. Dean kind of spat on Roman being sick. That kind of edge has been gone for 5 years plus. Hopefully soon I can tell people that I still watch wrestling.
And hopefully you don't want to go ahead and be embarrassed as we are now.
That was D's version 1, man. Thank you for the Awandi donation. Shout out to Awandi wherever he is. And D's, thank you, man, for the 888. And in the chat, Details the Devil said last 2 weeks sucked. The whole fucking year sucked. Yeah, but I'm specifically highlighting the last few weeks because everybody's got short-term memory. But yeah, the whole year has sucked.
Fuck
Trust
yeah,
me.
I got everyone's addresses, man. I got everyone's fucking addresses, man.
Army Ann has donated $5 in a super chat. She didn't say anything. I think she just wanted to support the show. So I appreciate that. Assuming it's a female saying she. Army Ann. It could be I'm not sure. But thank you for the $5. And get loaded, man. So many fucking calls coming in right now. I'm going to take the calls in just a minute, man. I don't want to keep saying man. Man.
Mon. I got all your addresses, Mon. Yo, Bret Hart's got your underwear, Mon.
This is a fucking long wait to just sit here and wait, for the next one. Thank you,
You never
Ann.
know when it's going to pop up, though.
It's coming right now. Here, 3, 2, 1, go.
Super chat.
Told you.
Party.
Did Tamina gave leukemia to Roman? How bad is she?
Oh, my God. Mo Cox Show. Thank you, Mo Cox. Shout out for the 279 Canadian, baby. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. Didn't they change it, though? Isn't it like everyone's command? It's so fucking stupid now. I have no idea what the new way is. I don't care. I'm not doing it. Fuck you, Trudeau, you fucking fruitcake.
Are you serious, Joe? What the fuck you mocking me for? I'm right back. Shell shot.
Ratings were much better when I was flying from the ceiling to get your views. It paid off back then.
Oh my God.
Who's next? Please God, Brock, tell me you will follow my lead. You are worthy of the death plunge.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Owen Hart. Oh my God. I'm a black card, damn it. Woo!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God, dude.
Take the plunge.
Super chat. Party.
JCS Brass Knucks Sav King. I expect commissions, bro.
Oh my God, imagine JCS Brass Knucks. all around the world, people getting beat up by brass
Beat up with
knucks.
JCS on their forehead.
They come to get me, dude. Oh, they changed it to All of Us Command or something. I'm never singing it that way. Fuck you, Trudeau. Suck my dick, Justin Trudeau. Why don't you go to fucking India and pretend like you're not white, you dumb idiot. You stupid fuck. Fuck you, Trudeau, you asshole. Why don't you go call your next door neighbor's cousin who thinks he's a frog guy a Z1000, you stupid idiot. Oh my god. Nothing. Oh my god. Don't even. Oh,
get you going.
I'm ready to get going on that. But whatever. Fucking change the. I don't even believe. I'm not even a religious person. I don't even want to take God out of shit. And I believe in separating religion and state and shit. But it's like I don't even care. Whatever. Leave it. I don't care. I don't believe in it. But I don't care about changing it. But just fucking. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Where the fuck is this thing? Okay, we'll mute that for a minute. All right, we'll take phone calls. Phone calls are coming in. Guys, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Shout out to the new patrons, or at least some of the people that upgraded their Patreon. JP Giles is back, $5 a month. Kyle Winfrey went from 5 to 10. Thank you, Kyle. And we have a bunch of new patrons over on Patreon, a ton of new content. And my Morning Madness is up now, where I said some fucked up shit about some fucked up people. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, episode 137 of Morning Madness. Here's somebody that knows about all this shit. It's Broken Lion.
Hey, what's going on, Joe Cronin?
What's up, Broken?
Yeah.
What's up, Broken?
Yeah, what's going on? I'll tell you this right now. I didn't watch Raw, and I haven't really been able to watch like a full episode of Raw for like 3 months. But I wanted to call in and talk about something you guys were talking about last week.
Yeah.
About the whole kayfabe thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think nowadays it would be better. Like it's better for heels that can get over if they like keep kayfabe, because the amount of people that just get like pissed off just about the stupidest shit.
Yeah,
I think heels can get over easier that way. Instead of doing apologizing and shit.
They try a little bit too. It seems like the heels try a little bit more than the faces. But yeah, if you're trying to be a heel and you're trying to be something, you need to go full fucking kayfabe on Twitter and all these other places. And if you're a face, just be you, because that's okay if they see that. So I think you're right.
Yeah, if you really want to be a heel, just go, make a wish and just call them all fact. Okay, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but like, if somebody does a Make-A-Wish, like Becky Lynch does a Make-A-Wish, and then like somebody else who's like a heel goes, yeah, way to suck up to a bunch of kids who don't know any better. That'd be funny.
Yeah, like remember, I think it was 2013, 2012. Remember when Jack Swagger was feuding with Alberto Del Rio? Yeah. And then like I forgot exactly what happened, but
yeah, me too with that rivalry.
Yeah, Jack Swagger and the fucking Dutch Mantell went on YouTube and gave up the real name, saying it's all an act and everything, a character.
Yeah,
and then remember when Kevin Owens did the same thing, like did the thing with that kid when he didn't he tell like the kid to fuck off or something? Well, I remember that word.
It was something like
that.
It
was a couple years ago.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, no, Kevin is usually good with keeping kayfabe. Sometimes because he can still share his family pictures and stuff, and that's okay because he's like a human kind of. But he tries to keep it. He's one of the better ones at it, but I don't know. Hopefully,
he's always said that his son is, and his wife mean everything to him, even as a heel. But, those were his main motivations for everything.
Right.
Then again, though, like it still works for him to be an asshole. Like it just everything fit.
Yeah. Hey, before I go, Joe, can I talk about the 15 ways I can swallow a load?
Ooh. Yeah. Let's start.
You have a great show, Joe.
All right. Well.
Way to tease everybody.
No, you have no idea how interested in that I was, man. Are you kidding me? I want to know how you swallow loads. Let's take another call. So many calls. 908's on the phone. What's up, 908?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Jacob.
What's up, Jacob?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
All right.
You're the balls, man.
Good, man. I gotta be honest though. I haven't watched Raw in like 4 weeks. It took that one episode of Raw to just knock me out, man. I don't want to watch it anymore. And I'm sorry that I didn't watch Raw. I know the topic here.
Well, you and 400,000. You and 400,000 other people did the same thing.
To be honest, though, I just have a question. Like, what's the end game if all this is on purpose? Do you think Vince is sucking on purpose? Like the whole show, the content that they're giving us. What would WWE gain out of sucking on purpose? Is there something with like the stocks, or is there something that they have to please the people who have like money in the company? Or?
Honestly, most companies like this, we talked about it the other day. It was like Corrupted or Monetized this, I forget, or somebody was mentioning this. It's like most of these companies now, it's more about making a move or doing something to create the stocks to go up or down or whatever. And it's all about making money. So it's just inevitable that you're going to put the product on cruise control. And the last time, remember when the last time Vince was putting things on cruise control? It was 1995 and 1996. And the company had the worst ratings. They were getting beat by WCW, and all those things started happening. And it was they weren't going to come out of that. They weren't going to do it. And then all of a sudden it started affecting them money-wise. But what the hell is going to affect them money-wise now when they're getting billions of dollars for like TV deals and from Saudi Arabia and from all these other ways of making money? Dude, it would be like my show. It would be like if the patrons, like it'd be like if I was making $5,000 a month on Patreon, and on YouTube, like I was making maybe $500 a month. And I was like, I'd put out content on Patreon, but on YouTube, I started just not giving a shit and going into cruise control and whatever. And, you know, sometimes my show goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up again. And, you know, recently we've been shuffling things around, but it's like, I'm not trying to be bad. You know, I'm still trying like hell to make things the right way. Whereas, you know, it feels like they were in cruise control, and because they're getting all that money, like what if you're like somebody getting 20 grand a month on Patreon, you know, and then on regular YouTube, you're not getting as much. So you start like not caring as much, and then your show gets worse. And then everybody's like, dude, why are you doing this? So to the content creator, it's like, well, I'm doing the best I ever did, so this is great. This must be all good, whatever. Like, I'm just going to keep cruising on what I'm doing. But you stopped innovating and being exciting because you're relaxed now. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that. And, you know, even myself, you know, sometimes you got to wake up a little bit and shake things up and do something. And sometimes you get in a funk for like a few weeks or something. And I don't know, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think maybe possibly Vince is just, maybe he just doesn't have enough? Like you see with the whole WCW thing, he had to do the whole Attitude Era, because if not, WWF was going to sink to the fucking ground and burn. But maybe he just doesn't have enough competition. Or he just has too much, I don't know, maybe he just has too much money. Or is it maybe because he has fucking grandkids that he has to do this whole PG shit now?
No.
Or it's like, because it could be great. Look at the talent that they have, from men to women. They have everything, in every roster that they have a great talent.
But you can do this.
Maybe Vince is just...
You can do this with PG,
out.
though. You can do a good PG show, but they're not even doing that. They're doing like fucking, like retarded is the right word. The show's retarded. Had last few weeks, at least this whole year, it's like mostly Raw has been kind of stupid. And it could have been. I mean, this was one of the better shows. Like, it's been so bad. So you can do a better show, and I don't know what the reason is. I think they're just in cruise control, and Vince is so busy with, I'm thinking about the XFL stuff, I'm thinking about this and that and the other thing, that like, just put this in cruise control. We're making a ton of money. And now that they're seeing the ratings dip way down, and they're seeing the fucking arena is half sold out tonight, you know, I think they're you know, Triple H and people are probably starting to be like, you know, Vince, let's have some pride. Like, what is this? And maybe that's what's happening. Or maybe USA Network's mad.
Or maybe, just maybe, there isn't enough superstars backstage that have the balls or enough courage to tell Vince, I don't like this.
No, that's part of it.
Maybe it's that too.
That's part of it.
Because back then, let's be honest, Stone Cold would tell you to your face, fuck you, I'm not doing this shit, I'm leaving.
Right.
Maybe there's not enough, because in my opinion, I think there's too many of those. I dreamt of this as a kid. I've always wanted to do this as a kid. There's too many of those. There's too many of those. I want to follow the rules and be under Vince's cock. There's not enough of those. Fuck this shit. I respect myself. I have enough courage in my own self that it's,
you know, why?
I don't have enough of those.
Do you know why that is? You just made a great point. You know why? Because Stone Cold Steve Austin grew up wrestling for other companies. He grew up watching other companies as a kid. And then when he got into wrestling, he became a real wrestler. And he worked his ass off for years, and then going to WCW, and then ECW, and then getting to the WWF. And by the time he had some kind of character on TV, he said, bullshit, you ain't going to do that shit. Like, because Steve Austin was a real wrestler with this background. He didn't grow up watching WWE every second. All these other wrestlers, you're right. All these other wrestlers now, these guys all grew up watching this company. Those same guardrails, those black guardrail protectives that go around the ring, the red ropes, the blue ropes, the Raw, the SmackDown, these people all grew up watching this. And so they're all starstruck. Like, oh my God.
Now they're afraid to lose their jobs.
Yeah, I don't want to get fired. You know, I was working independence for like no money or whatever I was doing. You know, a lot of these people didn't grow up. Even now, like now being elite and all these other people, like they can make money outside. But 5 years ago and 8 years ago and shit, a lot of these wrestlers weren't making really any money on the independents. They are now. Some wrestlers are now, but not like Sasha and Xavier and Kofi. They grew up in the New England area, and they were making soup after like fucking matches and $10 and $30. They weren't around for this new resurgence of independent wrestling, so there was no cushion really, unless they went to New Japan and they didn't do that. So Stone Cold grew up the Sportatorium, the Funks, all this other stuff. And by the time he got to WWF, you know, he knew the WWF, but he grew up watching other wrestling, like live wrestling and the equivalent of house shows, and so he didn't grow up starstruck. He grew up in the business, like knowing the business and saying, you ain't gonna do that bullshit. But meanwhile, these wrestlers are like, oh God, I don't want to get taken off my dream show. Where Stone Cold would be like, I don't give a damn, fire me, you fuck. You know, like that was the. It's what a great point, dude, Jacob.
Exactly.
I'm gonna
Joe,
blow you.
You sometimes sit back. And like, because all right, so you've watched wrestling for a long time. I've been listening to you for a long time, and I know your history goes way back. Do you sometimes compare the wrestlers on TV comparing to the '90s, like how like stature and like it's not men anymore, it's kids nowadays. Like Dolph Ziggler is a boy. Like most of the wrestlers back then were men, grown like men in their 30s at least. And like I don't know, it's weird. Don't you sometimes just look at how different the wrestlers look now?
I don't think 100% on that. Like, I'm trying to think of who I think that way about. But my thing is not how they look as much as how they wrestle. Like Mr. Perfect, I think is similar to Dolph. But Mr. Perfect still looked better than Dolph. Like, I feel like he used to really throw himself around. Like, he was a little bit better to me, but Dolph is kind of like Mr. Perfect in a way. He's like Billy Gunn and Mr. Perfect mixed, but Mr. Perfect, man, there was just something extra that he did in the ring, and I can't explain it. Like, he sold a little bit better.
Maybe it was his charisma adding to the wrestling skills.
Maybe, yeah,
also the lineage of his family too, that too, but it's just back then, everything was cool. A fucking broomstick was cool back then.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Like, because Dolph is good. Like, I think Dolph is good, but the way he sells is more flimsy and stuff. And the way Perfect sold was, like, Perfect just sold, like, amazing. And like, Bret Hart, like, Bret looked like he was hurt all the time. He would deliver punches that seemed stiff when they weren't. And I don't like strong style, so I'm not saying Bret was strong style because he wasn't at all. He just sold really well. In a different way than Shawn sold. Shawn sold a little bit more, like, with charisma and stuff like that, where Bret sold a little bit more, like, stiff in a way. I don't know, but without being stiff. And none of the people now, I just feel nobody is like this anymore. They're all, like, flimsy.
Maybe because, like, everyone tries too hard to be people from the past. No one tries to be their own genuine character. Everything is like, oh, I used to love Mr. Perfect, so I'm going to look like him and wrestle like him and sell like him. So maybe it's because we've seen all this shit before. Maybe it's because all these wrestlers are like wannabe Shawn Michaels type people. I don't know. But thank you for taking my call, Joe. Thank you.
Man. All right, Jacob, dude. Thank you, bro.
That's a great point, though. That is for sure. You know, you get all the people that go ahead and they're either fans or they're trying to, you know, replicate or be someone else.
Yeah, but think about it. Like Macho Man, you know, he didn't just grow up watching WWF. He grew up watching stuff down south. Stone Cold grew up watching things all over the place. Didn't really watch WWF. You know, all these guys grew up in these different territories, and you know, it's really different. The only one I can say is like, and then WWF had all their different independent training centers. The only person that didn't really come from a place like these was The Rock. The Rock came from the football field to the WWE's training, and even The Rock, he sold pretty well. But The Rock was even a guy that I thought back then was kind of like flimsy and didn't really wrestle necessarily the way a lot of the other guys did. But I will say this, The Rock had an intensity though. When The Rock like punched people with his big open hand and did those stomps on people, it made up for it. So even though he kind of moved a little bit like different than the other guys like Shawn and Brett and everybody and Stone Cold and people like that, The Rock had an intensity. And all the wrestlers did. Go back and watch. All the wrestlers then had an intensity. And even in like Benoit and Guerrero and stuff, with their intensity. And the wrestlers now, there's just not that intensity. And I don't know what the hell that's about. But it's missing.
It's like a lack of passion overall.
I don't know. Like I remember that Tough Enough where Triple H gets in the ring and he hits the guy and he does the thing and then he goes, "What's the difference between the way that I did it and you did it," or whatever? And the guy's like, "Intensity." And Triple H is like, "Yeah, exactly, intensity. We tell a story when we're in the ring, blah, blah." It's almost like Triple H needs to go out there and tell some of these guys that. And some of it's the way the camera is shot. Part of it's the visual. They cut so much that you miss the sell. You see the result and reaction kind of, but you miss the sell. If that makes any sense, the camera's spinning too many times. And
they turn 3 times, 4 times even in one move, one finisher, one maneuver. You know, you don't get the complete feel of it because they go from the high angle to the up close to the hard cam back to the high angle. So you don't get to feel the entire whip or turn or slam of it because you're going from one spot to another so quickly that it's jarring. Plus everything being in HD also makes it so you see the difference between what would be a close call or a shitty sell.
Yeah, and I just think it's different. It's mostly the camera cuts to me. Like I could see a guy jump off the top of a ladder and onto a table from a wide shot, and it would look way better than seeing the shot from below above, seeing the shot from the wide shot, then cutting close up to the guy on the ground, and now the guy comes crashing through him in a close up, and the impact of the move is lost because you went from the wide shot, but then halfway through him jumping, you cut down to the close-up of the table. And it's like, no, I should really see a wide shot of him jumping off. Maybe 2 cuts at the minimum. Like, no more than 2 cuts, but they'll cut 3 or 4 times, and it ends up looking like a movie instead, which seems fake. And it takes away from the athlete and what he did. And that's just, I don't like that. Ashley's on the phone. What's up, Ashley?
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
How's it going?
I'm okay. I'm awake. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, there's a few things I wanted to say as far as, everything that Jacob said. Yeah, I do agree, like a lot of wrestlers do not speak up for themselves. However, they're so concerned with not getting their TV time. And if you don't get your TV time, you can't really make sales. You're not relevant anymore.
And you piss the writers off sometimes too.
Yeah, exactly. So you get taken off. So that's also an issue. Like, damn if you don't, damn if you do. As far as everyone not being original, that is based off of going through developmental,
right,
and the script writing. So everyone's just getting pushed through development, and then they're coming back to the main roster afterwards, and then they have to basically read scripts at that point.
Right. So
basically everyone's just being programmed to do the same thing. That's why everything looks so similar.
I agree. It's like especially like the promos.
Like a product.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Product.
I agree. No, like
product.
here's your like script outline, and now it's the same thing except different person saying it.
Yeah, exactly. As far as Dolph, I mean, I do think Dolph is a pretty decent wrestler.
He is.
It's just
I
that
think
he
so.
does tend to Yeah, he just oversells, but I'd rather have him oversell than to undersell.
Yeah, no, I think Dolph is one of the better guys. Like, he's one of the guys that reminds you more of, like, the Mr. Perfects and stuff like that. Like, when I say that I don't think he's as good as Mr. Perfect to me, but that's not an insult because I think he's very close, and a lot of the people aren't. So I like Dolph selling. Yeah. I do want to make that clear. I like Dolph selling. He's one of the better guys.
Yeah, no, I was just making it clear, for people in the chat that were, I guess they kind of didn't. I'm not sure if they understood that or maybe they took it in the wrong context.
Maybe,
but it does happen.
Yeah, I think he's one of the guys I've always liked, but he's become a little generic and boring now because how they booked him all these years. But I don't think he's Shawn Michaels. I don't think he's whatever, but I think he's like the modern day Mr. Perfect kind of. He's serviceable for all these different things, and he's capable of going out there and having a really good match with somebody. So yeah, and I think that's a damn good compliment, I think. But yeah, that's what I think. So yeah. I just all the counterparts of everybody. I see the guys from back in the 90s and 80s and whatever, and it's just always a little bit better when I watch them.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's just because, now everything's just so, I can't think of the term that I'm looking for.
It's just bland.
Carbon copied?
Yeah, it's all cookie cutter.
Carbon copied.
Yeah.
Carbon copied, basically. Cookie cutter. So that's, that's why everyone, notice that it's not as good or it's, not the same or anything like that. It's just because they go through development, they come out, carbon copied of everything, just basically different people reading the same script or a similar one.
And that
the same one from last week.
And it kind of explains why Samoa Joe is usually pretty good. It's like he didn't come from developmental, he came from outside. AJ Styles, he came from outside. He's not the best promo, but he came from outside. And Ronda Rousey didn't go through really the developmental the same way. So it's like those people are doing better than a lot of these wrestlers who came in, went in developmental, came up in NXT, and now they're on the main roster. It's like they're all doing better because they're getting some kind of leeway that the other people really aren't. And I don't know why that is. Yeah. And the other thing to remember, too, is not only do the wrestlers have to be careful about what they do, but Vince has never had more control than he does now. You can't, no clique can form now. You start a clique, you're out of the company. Like, you start messing around with stuff like that, you're done. Vince has never had this much power, I feel like. This is the most powerful he is. If anybody speaks up or wants to play around, they're done for. And there's no way, unless they love you, like unless Vince and them in the back love you, and you speak up, they might listen to them. So that's where I think those people need to speak up. Anybody that they listen to a lot needs to speak up. Like Roman would need to be a guy that spoke up. And maybe a couple other people that they really value. Those people are the ones that need to speak up for everybody else and say, listen, this ain't working. And we're not doing this. And why did you do that? Because now that you have a voice, use it, because the rest of the roster, 95% of the roster, is going to be afraid to say anything. So, but why will they say anything either? Because, hey, I'm on top. Why the hell would I stick up for everybody else?
Yeah, exactly.
There
is no locker room leader.
Yeah. So would Hogan have ever been like, hey, I'm going to go stick up for these other guys now? No, Hogan wouldn't have done that. Hogan would have buried the guys. So
he did.
And
he did.
So like that's why. So you've no help. All you have is the fans saying we hate this or that or this or whatever, and then you have the wrestlers starting to see that, and then maybe they get grumpy about it, but they never go to Vince, or they'll tweet about it. I bet you they never go to Vince about it, but they'll tweet about it, and that's messed up. It's like nobody can go to Vince, but how do you blame them? Because you get fired.
They tweet about it. And then all of a sudden you get a call from Carano.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it goes.
What are you doing? Yeah. And then they never tweet again about that.
They do, and they get sent to oblivion, shipped out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they get probably more trouble than Nia did for punching someone in the face.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
But
her heat's dying down.
Yeah, her heat is dying, and I think it's because she doesn't... No, go ahead.
She's just... Oh, no, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I just don't think she's capitalizing on it. She was literally given a crutch, given a free life or whatever you want to call it, and I just feel like she's not really run with it.
Well, yeah, and also, like, it's not really how do I say this? It's not really wrestling heat. It's actual heat that people don't like her.
Right.
So that tends to die down.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You're right. And this has exposed it because it was really bad. The only thing she's got going is that screaming thing, and that's just bizarre.
Yeah, and that annoys the hell out of me.
Does anybody?
It kind of gave me a migraine.
Yeah, I had people like, my dogs are barking, and I don't know. I appreciate that they're trying something, though. I do appreciate they're trying something with her, but something is just not clicking with her at all, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the show, I can say, it was a little bit more organized than it has been.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they did put some type of effort. They did some type of rewriting, but it was still not the best show. It's still not that great.
Right.
But there was some effort put into it. So I will give them that,
Yeah.
college effort.
I agree.
Try, whatever.
I mean, I gave it a 5 out of 10 tonight, and I was shocked that they did something. Like, I was like, wow, they actually tried to do something tonight. And the night, I didn't feel like I was passing out in my own spit tonight. I felt like I was interested, and I watched the whole thing, and I thought it was mediocre, but that felt like a win because of how just garbage it's been. So
yeah, exactly.
There's something to look forward to, I guess. We'll see what happens. All right, Ashley, thanks for the call.
Right.
Anything you want to mention or plug or anything?
No. I mean, y'all can find me on Twitter, bodyslam.net. I've got a new monthly editorial coming up. And I also got, my weekly ones coming up too. So
all right, cool.
Find me on there. All
right, Ashley, thank you. That's Ashley Rose on bodyslam.net. You can read her.
What makes me surprised the fact of, they overproduce things in the ring at times, but you figure they would not like, oh, you're making a movie Hollywood style, but you figure they would add some type of flourish and flair backstage where they could do things, or even if they did things offset, like you had mentioned before. Why don't they, like you said, they had Tamina backstage and they set it up where they could, I'm not saying add CGI, but you could do things where you break up the shot and add makeup and, make it look like you bashed her face in and broke her. You don't have to worry about a stunt going wrong in the ring. But they don't do that. They don't have any type of pre-filmed segments that they can edit and manipulate together and work with anymore. In vain or in lieu of Triple H being dumped out in the car by Austin, when he took him up in the lift there, the big crane. Triple H isn't in the car still, but they edited that to make it look as seamless as they could. They don't do anything like that nowadays. We don't get angles like that, and I'm surprised we don't get more of that with them being so big on production.
Well, they did do the Baron Corbin, a lot of that with him, like dumping the stages on people and things like that. I mean, the
most we've seen of it is the ambulance hit backstage, but
yeah,
they were taking the stage down, but I don't know. I figured they would do more, less of the big stuff, but even just simple things like bashing somebody in, but you edit it together to make it look, oh my God, there's so much blood. Oh my God, there's so much,
Well, Jesus, they're not going to do that now. I mean,
but they can edit it together where it's more quick but impactful. They don't have any edited segments really put together or pre-recorded.
315's on the phone. What's up?
What's up, Joe? It's Jim K. What's going on?
Hey, dude, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Good. What's going on, Jake? I just wanted to talk about what Jacob was talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's really nobody to hold wrestlers accountable anymore. That's why wrestling kind of sucks. There's no more wrestlers court. Or you don't have, like back in the old days, you didn't have like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. They weren't looking to be somebody else. Now you got like Dolph and all these guys that want to, kind of be like Shawn Michaels and other wrestlers and emulate people from the past. And they're not looking ahead to, create new characters or bigger superstars. We don't have anybody to grab onto, to latch onto, to support, really,
And all these people watch WWE too, and in the future, all these people coming up in the next 5-10 years are going to be people who only watch WWE. So it's like they're gonna be starstruck again. It's gonna be easy to kind of manipulate the wrestlers, very easy. Whereas, like you said, back in the day, you couldn't do that as much. And
right, because you had like guys like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Undertaker. If people were out of line, it wasn't like Vince McMahon would, reprimand them. You'd have the wrestlers would, take care of that in-house with each other,
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, well, Enzo was on one of the podcasts a little while back, months ago, or whatever it was. It was like, they were trying to hold me in wrestler's court. There ain't going to be no wrestler's court with me. That shit ain't happening and stuff like that. It's like, wow. Can you imagine back in the day saying that? It's like, dude, all these people are just spoiled dickholes who want to be famous and walk around with sunglasses on at the airport and have people hold the fans back or something. It's like, dude.
How you doing?
Yeah, like, what is this? Like, just so weird. And
yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No, that was it. I mean, I just think there's such a change in the attitude of these guys. Not all of them. I think like Seth and some of those guys are, they know wrestling and stuff like that, but it's just, I don't know, but nobody quite hits that. Nobody on the roster, none of these people are going to hit Stone Cold, Cena, The Rock. They don't have any of that. They don't have it. And it's a thing to say, but they have B+ players at best. They have B+ players at best. There is no A player. Even as good as a wrestler as some of the guys are, as far as character and mic skills and wrestling, because the wrestling can come last. But as far as psychology and wrestling and mic skills, charisma, they don't have a number one guy. However, when you look at NXT and guys are able to wrestle a certain way, the guys down there, it feels like sometimes they do, but they still don't have it. It's not quite there. There's nobody that's like, God damn, that's the man right now. Look at that guy. I love Velveteen Dream, and I think he's great. But I don't know if when he comes up on the main roster, he's going to be able to create something on the mic that's at an A+ level. He might be at a B, and his wrestling might be at a B, and the storytelling and charisma might be at a B. But even him, and I'm excited for him. I love this guy, but I don't know if anybody can hit that A. Like Adam Cole even. I don't know if anybody can hit that A in this type of environment where they're so limited.
Right. Well, look what happened with No Way Jose and Adam Rose. They were a carbon copy of each other. They did it once with Adam Rose and it didn't work when he came up from NXT and he was super popular. And then they shit can him, and then they tried again with No Way Jose. Now where is he? You know what I mean? It's just repetitiveness. It's doing the same thing over and over and over again for something that's not working. They're not willing to try. To go outside the box and try new things anymore.
Yeah, they really ruined him. I mean, when the minute they gave him that conga line, it was like, oh wow, okay, Adam Rose again. It didn't work then. Why would it work? Oh man, they are stupid for doing that. They must hate. No Way Jose must be a real piece of shit for them to just bury him like that.
Brock, I would have gladly swallowed your semen back in the day if
God.
I could have beat your head against the wall and chucked you out the 20-second story. Too bad you weren't around back then. WWE would have been much better if I did.
Yeah. Jimmy Snuka. Thank you for the 316. Drink a beer, baby. And, allegedly, we all know what Jimmy might have done, so that's scary. Super chat.
Hey, Jake, I'm naked right now looking at your face.
Lewis Money. Damn.
Oh, damn, baby.
That's weird. That is hot, but it's also hot. Guys, thank you for the donations, man, so much.
Yeah, I got everyone's
Knows all the porn I'm
addresses,
looking at.
Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Omega said it best when he left too much complacency guys worried about cashing their checks and not speaking up for their characters.
Yep, Fade to Black, thanks for the donation, man. I mean, if I was a WWE person, I'd almost go to WWE, try to get over as much as I can, get as much screen time as I could, then try to speak up out of nowhere for myself, and if I get fired, fuck it, and then go on the indies and make more money because I was in WWE. I mean, that's almost the game plan. It used to be in reverse. It used to be get trained, wrestle on the indies as much as you can, get seen by WWE, get signed. Hell yeah, career is a-going. Now it's like reverse. Now it's like get signed by WWE so people know who you are. Try to keep it away from what character you want on the indies, and then go to the indies and do it. I mean, I don't know. It's very weird. Fade to Black, thanks for the $5. And guys, we got to get out of here. Any final thoughts or news you want to bring up, Jake, that you're looking at?
I saw that Jason Sensation got into a bad motor vehicle accident.
Well, he did
was
wow.
riding on his bike and got hit, and he looks awful in the tweet he sent out in a neck brace. He looks severely messed up bad.
Wow. So 6 months ago, he tweeted he's going to shoot himself at Raw, gets the police called, his Twitter taken down, and he gets it back. And now he goes and he gets in a fucking accident. Jesus Christ. This guy made the news twice in 2018. Is it 1998?
Yeah, right?
I hope he's okay.
I put it in the
That's
Skype
fucked up.
chat. It looks brutal.
Really? Jesus. On a bicycle? Or like a...
Yeah, I guess he was hit on his bicycle by a car. And paramedics, police, and a few other people rescued him and called for help after he was hit. So
Jesus Christ, man. This guy is having a...
bad 2018,
Oh my
I guess.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, he looks horrific. So.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Dude, after the fucking police being called on him and everything.
Yeah.
Now, wow, dude, he is just, this, I can't even show this.
No, and he's talking in a video, but above it, I mean,
Oh my God, dude, his fucking eye.
His eye is completely swollen shut.
Oh my God, dude, I'm going to throw up. I can't even look at that. That's awful.
It's brutal.
That is terrifying looking. Like, that is, if I'm ever like that, don't even give me a mirror because I'll probably convulse and just die right there. That is horrific, dude. That is, that's worse than,
a nurse asked him his name and he said, I'm Mr. Lee. First name Ugg. So he's ugly, and she tried not to laugh and said, if there's anything you need, just let me know. And he said, I need a mask. So
I need a mask. What a fucking guy, man. He's still
he's in
making
good
jokes.
spirits. He's like, what's the opposite of ICU? I can't see you, stuff like that. So
oh God.
Yeah, I mean he's in good spirits, and he said he asked the plastic surgeon for a people's eyebrow, stuff like that. But, he looks.
What a fucking psycho, dude. That's hilarious.
So at least he's in good spirits. On a lighter note, Sasha Banks' sweet ass, who's been a fan of the show for a long time, officially 18, so happy birthday, buddy.
Wow. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah, nothing else about Raw or anything that happened after. I haven't seen any other news, so.
Well, fuck, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. We got to go to bed. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. We went past time. That's how much we had to talk about. That's good for Raw. It's got to be. All right. Well, listen, everybody. Thank you for listening tonight. Jake, I'll just let you go, man. You can hit me up on Facebook if you want.
Yeah, I will catch you tomorrow for SmackDown.
All right, man. Thank you, Jake, and thank you, everybody.
All right, everybody have a good night and stay sexy.
Hit me up on Twitter at CorruptedPod. On Twitter, I'm at CorruptedPod. Jake is at Countdown Ended. And that's it. Tomorrow night, SmackDown review. Then Wednesday night, it's Out of Nowhere, the wrestling podcast right here at 11 o'clock. Then Thursday night, Throwdown over on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/CorruptedPodcast. And then Friday night, it's Monetize This at 11 p.m. Last week was funny as shit. If you missed it, go listen. If not, this Friday night, we're going to fucking tear it up. And also, guys, become a patron. I just put up on Patreon episode 137. And I'll be shouting out the new patrons tomorrow, just like tonight. Episode 137 of Morning Madness. It is up right now. You can go listen to it and download it. I made it available for everybody, a special today. Usually it's available for $5 patrons and above, but it's actually available for everybody from the $1 and up. It's a 49-minute episode. Good stuff, I believe. Answered a lot of questions, talked a lot of shit, and it's a good one. Go listen to that on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Not only do you support me and this channel and what I do here and all the shows, but you also get 30 hours of bonus content a month. So you get 30 hours of podcasts and shows a month that you can listen to all, pretty much mostly I'm on all of them. So it's non-wrestling, it's wrestling. It's a lot of non-wrestling though. So if you like that shit and you like what I talk about, then you might enjoy that. You'll enjoy Patreon and you help me keep the show going. So that's $5. You get a lot of shit. I probably produce about 25 hours or so a week of content. So I don't know if anybody else does that much, but I do a lot. So it's there, and we need definitely need the help. But you'll definitely enjoy the content, so it's a good trade-off. Most people keep their Patreon or they up it, and we hit a record number last month. It's been going up and up and up and up and up every week. It's literally the opposite of Raw. Raw has been going down and down and down and down and down. My Patreon's been going up and up and up and up and up. So that's got to be good, I guess. I don't know. And, yeah, Corrupted podcast on Saturday night. Listen to last week's. It was fun. Monetize This Championship is on the line Friday night. Plus, we're going to call the sex line, and we're going to spin the wheel to see who I call as, and you'll be able to put all these people on the board. This will be a whole fun little thing we're doing this Friday night. Last week was fun. I gobbled Ken's penis last Friday. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see you next week.
Over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks!
There's a guy on Twitter, I guess named Joe Cronin.
And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. You suck Joe Cronin's dick, fucking faggot. And or some various version of that. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Don't forget to like, comment, and body slam that subscribe button.
This is the epic voice guy, and I can honestly say, Joe Cronin is god awful, that is. You guys seriously listen to this guy? And now it's time for The Joe Cronin Show. And he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone.
It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love to tune in. Everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah. You know it's Cronin, tell them that we own it. On almost every night, bitch, we got the potion. Laying back in my whip, puffin' straight coastin'. Turn on the app, it's live, Joe Cronin. Raw reviews, don't forget SmackDown too. He's on Twitch, on Twitter, and YouTube. So if you want a dose, homie, it a real shit. Tune in right now for some heel shit. It's JCS, and everybody know we the best, and everybody loves Joe Cronin. That's why we all love to tune in. Everybody loves out of nowhere. Monetize this bitch is in the air. Run SmackDown reviews, so don't you fear. So tune in every night right here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's JCS, JCS. Everybody here knows not the test. Cross Joe on the shelf like the rest. And life goes on, cause we the best. Everybody know Joe states facts. More views than your ass, check the stats. Keep talking till your ass gets smacked. Keep it up, then your ass gets clapped. Everybody tunes in, cause we all love it. Joe's real, he ain't no motherfucking fake puppet. Tells you what it is, homie, and you better love it. And if not, 2 words, bitch, go suck it. JCS, and everybody know we the best. And everybody loves Joe Cronin.
Chooky beat.
Suck it. Who wants a freestyle? Who wants a fucking freestyle? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Who wants a freestyle? What the fuck is up? Who wants a freestyle? Oh, yo, blood's about to get spilled. Oh, hang on a second. I like the way that started. Tommy, stop. Tommy's calling me over and over again. Yo. Blood's about to spill, but not for no cheap thrills. Can't afford your bills, take some motherfucking pills. Get buried in the hills, but some stupid whore. Your show's a fucking bore, yo, it's gonna die for sure. Without Joe, there is no you. So who you think you talking to? Like somebody who's owed something to. Guess I can't get through to all the lies you spew. Crying like a fucking victim. Boo fucking who, yo, suck my fucking dick, man. You should be thanking me, not bite the hand that feeds. Shoot your heart, it bleeds. You feed like a disease, but your bullet holes do bleed. I'm escaping without a scrape. You'll take a second to realize who be doing the rape. Chatterbait for the brain, you must be insane. You donated to me for over a year. True colors start to be clear, calling me a queer. Yeah. Shut the fuck up before I run the fucking fucker over with a fucking truck. You the bitch that's in jail. I surely impaled, cut your tail. You're blind teaching your braille. On the test you failed like Justin Bailey sailed. You fucking failed. You fucking failed at life. And your mom's a dyke. Shoot you in the ass just because I wanna laugh. Throw you off a roof, just a proof you're a goof. Hit the fucking ground like boom, shoot you like in Doom. Death looms, F a grave, here's a tomb. Put you in a plastic bag, wipe the wound with a rag. Your fat man tits sag, you're PMSing on the rag. Wife left cause you drag, never mind a pussy, you're a fag. Watch me defeat you by climbing the aggro crag. Wheel your body out so I can just brag to your corpse while it rots in a body bag. Fuck you, motherfucker, I'm coming with guns, I got the proof. Shoot up you, I'll shoot your house too. I'll shoot your roof while your dog barks like roof. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up, you cunt motherfuck. The only thing you ever got was because of me. You suck. And that's all I'm gonna say. You fag fuckers, you all gay. Joe Cronin is out. You'd be lucky if I don't find out where you live and cut off your arms and stick them up your mother's asshole. This was a freestyle. Imagine what I'd do if I had free time. Fuck you. Suck my dick, motherfucker. I'll battle you anytime live, you cunt. Suck my dick.